mess up my schedule of doing something consistently. Oh crap, I haven't clicked. There it is. Never click go live on YouTube. Okay, cool. At least I didn't miss YouTube this time, which is usually my number one problem. Is I go and I never click the YouTube buttons. Oh crap. Crap, no. I got distracted. As always. Something dumb has to happen. Okay. All right. Cool. I'm done. I'm ready. I can actually start. Sorry, I was having to read something unusually. Imagine reading books. Couldn't be me. Reading is dumb. That's why, as a pro gamer that I am, I don't read. I instead sit around playing Baldur's Gate, which is why I missed yesterday's stream, and definitely not for any other reason. I mean, yeah, I'm pretending like there's other reasons. That's the only reason. I was playing Baldur's Gate yesterday, so I didn't stream. I'm doing a great job of being consistent. Imagine doing that to yourself. You said you prep all this stuff, you get all this stuff ready, and you go, let's play Baldur's Gate. Instead of like doing the thing I've been doing once a week, basically all for the past couple of years. Hey. Anyway, hey guys. How is everyone doing? I am here today to talk. I haven't been able to read anything because of the aforementioned problem of playing so much Baldur's Gate that I just haven't had time to read any news. I have no idea what's going on. I woke up today and I was starting to go check out the news finally. And I read a couple of things about Heavy Metal Magazine and IDW, which I'd love to, read live with you guys and talk about. But the main thing I want to cover today, and I'll change the screen in a second actually, The main things I want to cover today are Words and Pictures and Webtoon Studio, which has gotten a massive, massive upgrade. Hey, Margie, what's good? Words and Pictures. I want to talk about Words and Pictures, my comic convention, my comic contest. I want to talk about Webtoon Studio, which has gotten a huge upgrade since the last time we talked. And I think it'll be really good to be able to get that out and talk about it and show you guys what the boys in the lab have been cooking. You know, can you smell what The Rock is cooking? No, you can't, because it smells terrible. That's my joke here. I don't think I have one. I think I just wanted to say, you smell what The Rock is cooking. How have you been, Margie? It's been a while, bud. Good to see you. I say been a while. Weren't you in the last stream? Why am I acting like it's been 10,000 years? Anyway, I need to stop. Good day, fellow citizens, and everyone watching on Twitch who I know isn't saying anything, but I can see you in the viewer list. Salmon, I think I saw a fresh salmon in the viewer list. Just harass your viewers. It's a great way to keep them around. You keep missing streams? Oh, okay, cool. So I don't feel bad anymore. Yeah, why are you missing streams, you damn dirty kid? And why am I doing this? At Magic Fire, who is also in the chat. I'm glad you're good, buddy. Hey, Simon, how have you been? You don't say anything, but I see you so often. I'm a little worried about you, but I'm glad to see that you're okay. Glad to see that you're here and okay. Oh, and Sim is here. Good to know. Hi, Sim. Anyway, I think the good place for us to start is me talking about my little contest. I want to talk about my contest, like a really big thing to me. Wait, 1 second. I need to change my caption settings for a second because my caption doesn't have a background, which makes it basically impossible to read. There. Of course I am. Guys, if I'm starting the stream and I show up, it would be great to know you're here. I'm just saying, a hi. In modern society, we greet people when we see them after a while. We go, hey, how are you? I could have cancer for all you know. I need to stop being so dramatic. It's okay. It's not that big of a deal. But it is to me, damn it. It is to me. Oh, God. Okay. There. That's better. Cool. Let us go into a bunch of today's stuff. Rosie, it's not over. It just started. What are you talking about? Rosie, that's the starting soon screen. What the hell? Guys, there's 2 different screens for starting and ending, right? Hey, Thomas. Oh, thanks, Thomas. You finally thought of me and said hi. This is why I need better viewers, man. Nicer people. Hold on, wait. How do people confuse this starting soon screen with this ending screen where I'm facing a different direction and angry? How does that? Okay, good. Maybe it's all that German water. It's messing with you. All that German water is really just ruining your brain. Oh, by the way, just so everyone knows, by popular demand, I have now put a section in the front page where I can put of a stream where I can put what do you call it? Topics. So nobody needs to walk in anymore and be like, hey, what's today's topic? That's a thing. We're not using this screen for this stream because it's the Reader's Digest, but just so everyone knows, I made it. I've made it now. So no one can ask me again. I'm always so confused about what the topic is. If you are, go get a goddamn education. No, I shouldn't be rude. You're nice people. I'm just being mean. I'm sorry. me being apologetic. Wow, he really said the starting screen blends with the patron. Oh yeah, it does actually. No, you're actually totally right. I messed that up. So no, that's completely my fault. So it's supposed to end before I've made it longer, so I didn't even notice when I started doing this, but it's supposed to end before the word. So here, this is better. This is what it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be emergent from behind the word. But I've made the starting soon and ending screens. The number of people have gotten so long that I didn't notice when it started bleeding into the word. Because there's just so many more people. This is why there should be more patrons. The more patrons there are, the harder this will get. But I'll be happy. Anyway. Uh, anyway. I thought it'd be great for us to talk about a few things that have been going on. You've probably all noticed, if you follow me on Twitter, which you should. I'm not calling it X. Go to hell. If you follow me on Twitter or on Blue Sky, which I actually use a little bit, or on Instagram now, because I posted that last. You've probably noticed that I am doing a comic jam, and I would love to talk about it. I just want to talk about my comic jam. It's like one of my biggest current projects. I can't shut up about it. I'm sorry. I just can't. I refuse to shut up about it, really. And I would love to tell you more about it. So let's go. Okay, so here's the deal, right? Words and Pictures is my comic jam. I own this. I planned it with the help of a lot of people and a lot of money. I got it ready. Words and Pictures is a comic jam I made because I just want people to have fun making comics. You guys know I talk about that like all the time. There's basically no rules. Like you can get away with a lot. I'm like super lenient because it doesn't matter. Because the point is that you have fun making comics. So there's basically no rules. But Words and Pictures is a comic jam sponsored by these people, BAM Comics. BAM Comics is like a new comics app that is trying to kind of fight for a freer comics community, a more open source comics community, less of a tie to a platform and more of a it's selling more a technology than it is selling a platform itself. And, I really want to make that clear as a thing that I'm supporting because I actually believe in their product. It's a decent product. And BAM reached out and was like, hey, you want to do a comic jam? I'm happy to give you money for a comic jam. And I said, yeah, I secured us 500 big ones, $500, right? You guys know that I'm rolling with them fat stacks. 5 big ones, 5 hundos, if you will. And so no money. But they gave me 500 genuinely out of the kindness of their heart. So I need to pump the stock, because they need to get that $500 worth. Anyway, they gave me $500 for the contest. Words and Pictures, or WNP, is like my comic jam. It's hosted by me. I'm doing all the planning. I'm getting a few judges. Judges are people I know. So we can have people to make decisions in the back end. But essentially, I just wanted to celebrate making comics and enjoy making comics. Let loose, challenge yourself, create comfort stuff. I don't care what you do. That's why there's almost no rules as to whether it has to be a brand new comic or an old one. If you can revamp it and fix it up and revitalize it, you're just supposed to enjoy making comics again, okay? The Jam's theme is Halloween, All Hallows Eve, because it ends in September. And I start counting Halloween from September. And if you tell me you disagree, go to hell. Okay? The prizes are not a lot, but they're what I could get. I'll send you the money, however, and I will cover the transfer costs for the money. So don't worry about losing some of it to a transfer cost. It will be covered by me. So when you get $250, if there's a $5, $10, $20 transfer cost, that's my problem, not yours. You will get $250 whole dollars. The end. Okay? Same thing for second and third. So it's $250, $150, $100. I wanted to get as close as I could to the cost of one page in industry. In industry, one page costs about $375. And I decided I could only get $250, so I put $250. It could have been $375 and $125, but I wanted it to be 3 prizes because I wanted 3 different groups of people to have the honor of winning. I wanted to also get Clip Studio's keys, but getting Clip Studio keys is actually surprisingly difficult. There's no way to buy a Clip Studio key and then just keep it on hand. That's weird. There's no way to buy a Clip Studio key and keep it on hand. Unlike with Photoshop, when you used to be able to buy keys, or even now, I think you can gift people copies of Photoshop, but not really with Clip Studio. Anyway. Oh, sorry. My mom came. My mom came and checked him. She's visiting. Anyway, yeah, I tried to make sure there were 3 prizes. I thought 3 prizes is really nice. I don't know. I don't know about you. 3 prizes seems really good. And you're chosen on a few metrics: your theme, your theming, just how well you utilize the theme. Halloween is the theme, but it's very loose. You can use as much Halloween or as little Halloween as you like, as long as you can incorporate it. But the better you use the theme, the more you get out of it. And Halloween is everything from the cultural factor of Halloween, how it affects your life and your everyday and the celebration itself, all the way to, you know, spooky stuff, man. It's not just the horror stuff. It's got to be about Halloween in some way. So try and kind of put that in there. Use the color palette, etc. Use it as well as you can. The theming will, the more you use the theme, the better your grade will be, because I'm the one scoring you on that. Your writing quality covers your scene direction, composition, dialogue, and perceived narrative cohesion. Like, these are just things that I think all come into writing. And that means your writing quality will determine your scene composition is a really important thing to be aware of. When you write, you often define what a scene looks like in writing. So, yeah. Your art, I'm mostly judging your art based in your character art, your background art, and color composition. I'm colorblind. I need to be upfront with that right now. But I am surprisingly good at seeing colors and knowing exactly what the hex code is. I've memorized the entire hex code setup, and I know all the different color theory ideas. So I just use those because that's what I've been using my whole life. And it works really well. But, I'm always game for interesting color combinations and, be weird. It's okay. I'll deal with it. That's my problem. Your problem is to have fun. Your paneling and lettering. If you've been following me for a long time, you know that I'm the worst when it comes to lettering. I'm always pedantic and weird about it. Oh, it's got to be perfectly lettered as all things should be. And well, you better. If I see bad lettering from any of you that is a regular viewer, I will ruin you. If you're a regular, Magic Fire, your life is hanging in the balance if you do this jam and you do bad lettering. If you do bad lettering, I know where you live. I know where you Listen, unnecessary threat. It's so unnecessary. Rosie, we're both in Europe. If you do bad lettering, there's a lot of questions to be answered. You can't be out here shaming me. If Sim, that's exactly what you would do. Of course you would. Short people out here just like acting up. I'm going to use a circle tool and use Calibri font center text. No. Why do people hate me so much? You're not average height. I'm average height. Do you even know how tall I am? I'm 6'6", which is average height. It's average height. I am the average. That's average height. I'll make a horizontal panel on a scroll comic with aerial font. Go to hell. Actually, who's entering? Who's going to enter the contest? Let me know if you're entering. Just tell me. Just tell me so I know. Most of you have probably read the rules, but I just want to recap for people who don't know. Anyway, the paneling and lettering is super important, and there's an audience decision section. So there is a section that will be voted on by everybody. So the voting is open to everybody. And I think the way it will let it work is audience decision determines who's winning that category. So people can read it and vote on it. There's no need for them to read anything else. They can just vote by reading one comic. I wanted to make it as easy as possible and as accessible as possible. My rules are pretty simple. I can't say this top one because family's here, but you can have as big of a team size as you want. Please, work with your groups. Work with as many people as you want. Oh, hey, Seashell Arts. You already drawn this sketch? Dude, that's actually so pog. You should post it in the thing so people can see it. Kylie, just make the time. Just make the time, dude. This is a really fun thing. I want to see what you make. But yeah, team size is infinite. So work with as many people as you want. Do division of labor. Learn to do things that you don't normally do. I think it would be really good if there was a team of people where usually a typical colorist actually spend their time learning how to do lettering, and a typical letterer did vice versa, and just did things that they've never done. It's always useful to do that. I think it's important that we need to grow that way. Make sure your dialogue is in English. I hate to be that person. I really do. Okay. I wanted to work with if you want to, you can share whatever you're working on, Seashell, in the thing. You can share it whenever you want. If you want to keep it secret, it's your choice, but you can always share it, and it's welcome to. I want to see what you're working on. It's not going to be the final product. Oh, hey, Gum Gum. I'm glad that you commented. I'm actually quite excited by that. Excellent. Thank you for being a first-time chatter. But yeah, you started your first page yesterday. That's super cool, actually. Please make sure your dialogue is in English. Okay, look, I'm going to be real with you. I wanted to do the thing where I could accept any language And I would work with a few of my friends who spoke other languages to kind of like just decipher it and focus on you working with your language. But I'm sorry, I can't. Please, English. It can be bad English. I'm not going to judge you on your English quality. So even though your dialogue is part of the grade, if you're a second language English speaker, I will be a lot more lenient on um, fluency problems like commas or like phrases of speech or whatever, and I will focus a lot more on what the dialogue means, which is what I care about more. So don't worry about that. You can use anything that's established already. So you can use your OCs, you can use existing established characters and existing established locations. So you can literally set this in the middle of Call of Duty Warzone map if you want to. Let's go for it. But you can't like screenshot a map. I can't take screenshots. So you're gonna have to draw it. You're gonna have to draw the map and draw locations and stuff like that. It's gotta be your art. But you can use things that already exist. You can use people that already exist. I would say avoid using human people that already exist without their permission. So like Ghost from Call of Duty is not a real person. Whatever her name for Hasbin Hotel is not a real person. But like Jaden Animations is a real person. I would avoid using Jaden's avatar without permission or without some way of knowing that that's okay. But do you just like know that if I think it's not, if I find out that it's not something you are permitted to use, you will lose out on it. So I just don't want people to like ding you for it. People won't ding you for like doing fan art, but people can ding you if you tell a story about them that they don't like. So be careful. No AI. Like I mean that in all ways. So you guys know I work for Global Comics. On Global Comics, we allow you to upload AI content, but you need to specify how AI was involved. So for example, AI wrote the story or AI made the art or both, right? I do not allow any of that. No AI writer, no AI sketcher or whatever. Just write a story from scratch. You don't need AI to help you prompt ideas. Use your brains. 3D backgrounds are fine. Just if you're going to use 3D backgrounds that pre-exist, I would recommend sketching over them or whatever, because that actually just makes your comic look better. But 3D backgrounds are fine. I just don't want anything that isn't something you expressly have permission to use. AI stuff does not have any copyright attached to it, and you don't have express permission to use it. It's not okay. If this is an NFT, no. I don't want your NFT comic. Take your NFT comic and go to hell with it. I don't want to see it. I don't want to have it. I don't want to see an NFT comic anywhere. If you drew a character for NFTs a while ago, and then but you stopped working with NFTs because you just thought it was a way to make money, and you've moved that character out of that space, fine. You can use the character, right? But if for even a second you promote an NFT in that comic, I will ruin you personally. Do not do that to my work. Okay? I will be so angry. The typical expected rules of no hate content of any kind, things like that. And feel free to use a pseudonym. I know a lot of creators might want to work under a pseudonym because maybe you want to work on something you've never worked on before. Maybe you want to make something a little risque, but you don't want people to know that it's you. Go for it. Use a pseudonym, but just when you're filling it out, and I'm going to show you that in a second, there will be a contact field. And you need to put in how I can contact you. It's private, only I will see it, but just so you're aware. And also, no gratuitous violence. Look, I'm okay with violence. I'm okay with you having people die in your story, but I don't want violence that adds nothing to the story. I don't want to read torture porn. I really don't want to read that. Okay? That would make my life worse. Do not do that. If it has story value, go for it. Even if it's a bit of a dark story, or even a very dark story, go for it. But if I read it and there is no value and you just want to make people's lives worse as a story, that's a bit much, bro. You only have 3 pages. I don't think you can justify that very quickly in 3 pages. And again, just to be clear, super, super clear, no IP is changing hands. I don't want your goddamn IP. Keep it. I just want to look at it. Okay? Cool. Submission guidelines. Again, this is super simple. Comic must be related to the theme. Page format, 3 pages long. Scroll cover format gets 25 panels. The scroll to page conversion is about 5 to 7 panels a page. I took the higher end of that and I said 7 panels a page is what you usually take a page to a scroll and vice versa. And I gave And so that should have given Scroll Comics 21 panels, but I gave them an extra 4 panels because Page Comics get things like page turn, which allows them to kind of build tension. Scroll Comics will need a few extra panels to build tension, so you got 4 extra ones. Scroll people, 72 DPI, do your gremlin stuff. But for page people, try and keep things around 300 DPI if you can. 300 to 400, but 300 is a good sweet spot. Try and stay around the ratio of 7 to 10 inches. I know some of you have your own templates that you already have, right? But try and stay around that. Oh, by the way, on Twitch, there's going to be an incoming ad break. I'm going to snooze it. I can only snooze it 3 times. So the ad break is going to come in 5 minutes. Just for Twitch people to know, there will be an ad in 5 minutes. If you want to watch with basically 0 ads, watch it on YouTube. YouTube never has ads. Anyway, because I turned off the ads. I turned off all the in-stream ads on YouTube. Anyway, I'm doing a grade for myself. Anyway, the DPI needs to be about 300. I want it to be a certain canvas size for page. So keep it at 3 pages long. 3 pages long is pretty good. I know some of you have your own templates, but just make sure it stays roughly the same size as the 7 by 10 inch. Because I know somebody's using 8 by 11. Let me just see that again. Someone's using a weird size of like 8 by 11, which is really close to A4. That's what all the Europeans are using, A4. So that's about 8.36 by 11 inches. Someone else is using, Someone else is using 11 by 17, which is roughly the same ratio as 7 by 10. Just keep close to the same ratio. I have a question. When it comes to scroll format, does a background behind a panel or 2 also count as its own panel? As I've submitted something to the VC. Okay, you submitted something so I could see it. Let me see it. Okay, what do you mean by a background behind a panel count as a panel? I want to understand what you mean. You mean like, show me an example. If you can get a visual example, post it for me in the chat and in Twitch or on Discord or something, DM it to me and I'll look at it and I'll tell you how that goes and I'll show it on screen if I think it's going to be confusing for other people. After some requests from people, again, I've allowed A4 as an alternative page size because I'm European. I can't abandon the squad, call it favoritism because it is. Please upload your comic as a JPEG or a series of JPEGs. JPEGs, pound for pound, have the best quality of anything. And also they're a lot easier to read and download for everyone because the file sizes are smaller. So use JPEG when you can. JPEG compared to PNGs actually are higher quality than PNGs. They just usually are never exported in the best quality. That's why they never look as good. Anyway, it's a visual thing to help you out. And of course, you can join the Discord if you want to ask me questions, talk with other people. I posted about this on Reddit as well. If you want to go there and look at those, there'll be posts about it on there as well. Anyway, I really wanted to show people how to submit a project because it's a little confusing and I want people to just see it. When you submit a project on Itch, you don't actually, it says game, but it's for comics, but I couldn't change the word game. Actually, I probably can change the word game. I'll see if I can. Anyway, when it says, submit a project, the way Itch works is really weird. You need to upload a project first to submit the project. So what you need to do, for example, I'm going to do an example version here. Let's make a test project. Yeah, you got a month, do 25 panels. It's not super hard work, and it's up to 25 panels, Mitch. So just so everyone knows, all this is up to 3 pages, up to 25 panels. So you can do less. You can do 1 page. You can do a Garfield style 1-pager if you want to, 1 panel, 1 page. As long as it fits roughly the sizes needed, I don't really care. It's your problem. It's your comic, right? Anyway, let's submit a test project to the contest so we can see how it works. To submit a project on Itch, you actually have to upload one to the entire platform and then submit the uploaded project. So I'm making a test project here. Let's use a cover image that is not mine, and I do own this. Let's use this. Oh, I can't use it because it doesn't fit. Let's use the cover image that's not mine, but let's use that. Itch has always had comics. So I've uploaded it. I'm using the Catsup logo in there, and we're going to put a description if we want to. Test description. We select the classification, make sure it's known as a comic. You want to make it downloadable if you want. You want to let it be readable on here. You can choose how you want it. I always leave it just to be downloadable, and I move on. and you just say it's released. Make sure it says released. You can add screenshots of the comic if you want to kind of zhuzh up your page, because it actually generates a page for you that I can see. Anyway, I made the pricing 0. I've left a suggested donation. Let's upload the files. I'm going to upload some another catsup panel just so I can fit in there. Cool. Catsup's panels are in there. Put some details, test, details. And you can put some tags if you want. Test. Test. Why wouldn't it let me do what I'm doing? Okay, the ad break is coming on Twitch in 2 minutes and 50 seconds. So everyone knows. You can choose how Twitch refers to it. So you leave it blank, it will refer to as a comic. But you can let it refer to as a graphic novel. You can put instructions, but it's just about downloading, and then we can save and view the page. Great. Our comic is released. We're done. Project is up. This is it. Once you've done this and you're okay with this, you can, let me see, save. I think once you've done this, you're pretty much done. Yeah, you can save it and it's pretty much out. I don't think there's anything else you need to do. Yep, save, and then you can view page. This will only show you the editing page. And now if I go to my project page, wherever it is, it should be there. But either way, once you've done that, once you've done and set that up, you go to the Jam dashboard. So you go to the Jam that you're in, you go to the Comic Jam, and you can click Submit Your Project. Oh wait, did it not? What did I do wrong? Oh, I must have done something wrong. Sorry, guys. I have to show you how to do this, and I did this like yesterday, and I haven't been able to do it since. Where's my stuff? I use Itch a lot for other stuff. For some reason, I can't find the game I was just working on. Oh, there. Okay, cool. Draft. Oh wait, no, here. That's where I made a mistake. I didn't click public. I left it on draft mode. So now it's public. We're done. Now it's a publicly viewable channel, not restricted. It's completely published. Everything's done. Make sure it's completely published. Once that's done, there it shows up on my account. That's my test project. And then we can go to Game Jams. We can search for our jam, which you can probably find if you scroll down long enough. You might see it. I'm actually hoping I can see it. I don't think you can. There's a lot of jams. Are you noticing that? Oh, can't see it. Unfortunate. Then we'll just have to search for it, which is what I would normally do. I would just search for the jam. Where's the thing for searching for jams? I'm being lazy. You can find it. You know where the links are. Anyway, you go to the jam, and then now you can submit the test project. It will just give you a drop-down list of all your projects. You can put your role name and your social media. So what I recommend is you say like writer, then at webcomics_hub, Twitter or something, right? Tell me how to get in contact with you. You just have to write something. I'm going to put some text. Genre, this is for me. Put some text. This is a click that lets you waive all your copyrights for the art if you want to. If you want to put out a comic and let people use it for whatever they want after, which I think it's not something I need. You don't have to enter this. This is for you personally. It just is, people care about that. So I wanted to make sure you had the option. You don't have to select it. And you choose to let me talk about your comic on stream or not, and then you submit it. It's not a super hard website to use. It's just it's just new. I think that's the number one thing. Great. Now that we've done it, the submissions can all be viewed. And you can, when people are here on the website, they can view the submissions by just coming here to submissions and seeing all the submissions. And they can even view a random one if they want. It would literally just randomly pick a submission. This is the only one, so it will show them this. And they can go through it, they can enjoy reading it, and they can go to the next project, they can read it, and they can vote for it. That's it. It's not like super complicated. I tried to keep it as simple as possible. It's a lot of new stuff for a lot of people, but there was nowhere else I could put this jam without it being, how do I say, political. There was nowhere else to put this jam without it being a little political, just because I don't particularly want Webtoon, Global Comics, Tapas to have control over this. I want us to have control over this. I wanted to make sure you guys could see how to submit. It's not too complicated. It's a pretty simple process. And I've even left my test project up, which I will be taking down after. And that's kind of it from there. Okay, great. Anyone have any questions? Somebody asked me a question. My question from before was based off of a few Hawkeye pages I've seen. But even that comic, the backgrounds were simply a panel behind the little action panels on top. It'd still be the same scroll. Okay, cool. So I'm glad that your question was answered by something you've seen, so it shouldn't be too much of an issue. Yeah. I hope if anyone has any questions, please ask them. I know it's a bit confusing. I know it's a bit a lot of stuff, but I just wanted people to be able to see it. Oh yeah, I'll know on that. You know what? Let's add that in there now. Let's add that in there right now since Sim has brought that up. Uh, this is totally optional. Only choose you want. Great. I've solved that problem. I think that's that on that. Thanks, Sim. Appreciate it. Cool. That's how submitting works. That's how the jam works. I just want people to have fun. Okay. I don't care too much. When it comes to your pages, guys, know that you can make your pages look really nice with pictures and screenshots and stuff. Have fun doing that. It's okay to make the page on the screen look good. I didn't do too much, so it looks pretty terrible. But other people can go to the jam, right, to your page. They see this page when they see your comic, and you can add screenshots to it. You can add descriptions. You can talk about it. You can explain what your genre, your like things are. Zhuzh it up a bit if you want to. It's nice. It makes people want to read. It's your choice. And also, you can market this. So you can tell people to go to the jam, go to submissions, and find you, which they can do because it's a totally searchable space. I don't know if you can see it on the submissions page, but if there were more options, you can scroll through all of them and you can view random ones. So it's not super difficult to use. There's even a feed where you can see everything as it's getting submitted. It's a good vibe. It's a chill vibe. It's made mostly for games, and I don't think this is only good for this jam. I don't think it's good for everything. I think it's mainly good for jams. And I'm going to do another one, hopefully. If this goes well, if we all get submissions in and people get some stuff done, I hope to do another one with more money. I'm hoping the next time I can get like, $1,000, $2,000, because then I can give first place like $1,000, which would be super cool. Yeah, Twitch has tons of comics, but nobody sees them because it's just so game based. But like, I'm hoping to do more and more with this. In fact, the submissions feed that you guys just saw might not look like that when you're submitting. It might look a little bit nicer because I can actually do a lot of editing of the CSS of the website. So I don't know if I can do any editing here, but I know I can do editing of some of these pages. So I might change it up to look a little nicer if I can, if it will let me. We'll see. But yeah, I just wanted you guys to know about this. Yeah, this is all me. This is all me, baby. I got the money myself from BAM, the wonderful people. BAM, Danny specifically, who is also a patron of the channel. This is why you should become a Patreon, guys. Even CEOs are patrons of the Webcomics Hub on patreon.com/webcomics hub from as little as $1 a month. But it's pretty much give whatever you want. Give as much as little as you want is what it is. But yeah, I organized the whole thing. It was pretty good. I wouldn't have been able to do it without like a lot of support from friends just being nice to me and like dealing with my 2 a.m. calls. But yeah, I organized it. Bless them. And that's why you should all enter. Everyone in this chat should enter the contest and then tell everyone how amazing I am and how much like entering my contest changed your life, right? Tell everyone that entering my contest basically cured your leukemia. No, that's not funny. I'm sorry. That made me laugh more than it should have. But yeah, if there's any questions right now, it would be really good to ask them. I know there's a lot of information to kind of unload on you. So if you ever have any questions at any point, please feel free to DM me on Discord, Twitter, whatever. Just send it to me, explain what you want, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Because I want to make sure you guys are having fun. That's the main thing. And remember, do not put pressure on yourself. This isn't about making the best comic. This is about having fun. Yeah, I'm doing a contest, Nintendo. I'm doing a contest. You can go to itch.io/, I'll post the link in chat. Yeah, that's the link. You can go to that link and you can see my contest. I'm running a contest with money. There's money on the line. Let's hope next year we get $2,000. Oh, that'll be so good. I don't know if it's going to be next year or next season. I'm hoping to make it seasonal instead of yearly, because it'd be great if I could do 4 of these a year. It'd be great if I could do like 4 of these a year. That'd be super cool. Maybe even more. That'd be super cool. I just think I want people to have fun. I want people to enjoy making comics. It's also a good teaching opportunity for me because of personal goals. Anyway, yeah, if you guys have any questions, anything that comes up, any thoughts, any whatever, ping me, DM me, send me a Telegram, send me an Ask Jeeves if you must. Post it in the Words and Pictures page in the Discord, which you can get by going to discord.webcomicshub.co.uk. Just have fun. Yeah, exactly. I think seasonal would be super good because people could join whenever they wanted, but seasonal would have way less money. Seasonal will have way less money, but it'll be fun. 100%, it would be really fun. Seasonal would have way less money, but it would be a great experience. I would run so many of these because like yearly, I can save up like $3,000. Like if it was yearly, I could probably get away with doing like $10,000 at some point, maybe even $100,000 if I get really lucky one year. But like seasonally, I could probably get away with like 500, 1,000. There is an ending point. There is an end point. All the details are in the link, Nintendo. I posted it in the chat if you didn't see it. And then it's also on my Twitter. It's my pinned tweet right now, the post. Anyway, that's contest stuff. Can I interest you guys in some news about Webtoon Studio? Creator Studio for Webtoon. My little tool, my little buddy, old pal, old friend. Can I interest you in some news around that? Would you guys be interested in that? Because I have some fantastic news around that. Some what the kids would call grade A news, if you will. Grade A news. Because I just talked to contests for a while, and I thought it'd be really good to show you guys this other project I'm working on for the community. When am I not working on community projects, kids? When can I get peace? When can I work for myself, for what I want? Cool. Let's talk about Webtoon Studio. So there's a bit of a bug with it right now. So I need to log out of this account in a second to show you something, but we're going to be using what we in the Webtoon Studio team called the JDS, also known as the Jenny Tunes data the Jenny Tunes data set, because Jenny has the most comics of anybody we know. So we've been testing all of our stuff using her stuff because she lets us use it. We've tested everything, and I really want to show you guys what we've got. Everyone who uploads on Webtoon, and I also want to be upfront with you guys. A lot of the ideas here we started taking, we basically got here because like the company I work for, Global Comics, gives you way more granular data than this. I am giving you good data because I just think it's important that we get something. If you want better data, I'm not even doing this to like sell this to you. They offer better stuff. That's it. I'm going to be upfront here. They offer way better than what I can give you. And it's super trackable and it's super nice. But I did this because I love you guys and this is my community. And what would I be if I wasn't contributing to my community? Nothing. So let's talk about Webtoon Studio version 0.4.5. Also known as we upgraded the ever-loving good zoots out of it. It's crazy now. It's insane. The boys in the lab have brought us some of the good. You know what I'm saying? You guys know what I'm saying. They brought us some of the good, right? The boys in the lab have brought us some of the most quality material this side of the Mississippi. And I really want to show you because I'm so excited. So Webtoon Studio now has increased. We've started showing things we call time series data. We can show you data over time to allow you to track your growth or your shrinkage of your comic, right? We can show you update count information. We can show you a lot of stuff. We can even show you comment information. And I want to show you how granular we've made everything look. The last time you guys probably saw it, it probably looked a little bit like, let me get a picture of the last time I brought it up, if I can find one, because it's actually really old. The last time you guys probably saw it was quite a while ago. And back then, way back then, we just looked really different. God, where's the chat? Oh, there it is. We looked like super different. Things are just a different color and things were just like a little bit different looking. Ah, there. The last time you guys probably saw all of the data, it looked a little bit like this. Hold on. It looked a little bit like this. This is what the data used to look like. It was a lot more simple. It was a lot easier to read. Hey, Paige. It was a lot easier to read. It was just very small. This is all we used to be able to show you. Pretty much stuff like this. We would show you view data. It looked a little bit like this. Likes looked a little bit like this. And comments looked a little bit like, did I click on comments here? I don't click on comments. But I don't think the comments is working really well then. This is what it looks like now. Okay? We've moved. We've grown, kids. So now we can show you, shrinkage, like when you're losing audience. We can show you the day you created your comic, the exact day you uploaded the first page of your comic. We can tell you number of days since your last update, the average number of days between updates, the usual days between episodes. So this is the average number, but this is what the typical this is the mode, basically. This is the mean, this is the mode. The longest break between episodes, Jenny is currently breaking that. We show you the average length of every episode that you put out. We can tell you if your views are going up, your views are going down, your likes are going up, your likes are going down. Everything is as it's building up, we can show you all that information because we try and log it over time. We can show you how often you're updating per day. We can show you your yearly trend. As you can see, Jenny hasn't uploaded in 500 days. So Jenny's data is going down. But again, queen stuff. She hasn't uploaded in 500 days. She's doing really well, all things considered. She's doing well, all things considered, right? Then these are the views. So we can show you your performance over time. And you can really zoom into this and check out, per chapter, how you're doing and how that's going for you. It's really cool. In my opinion, I think it's super neat. This standard deviation shows you, the typical difference between views on per episode. This is the percentage change in views per episode. And this is the average views that she gets per episode, roughly. We're trying our best to make sure that's accurate. This is her total views. And I think that's actually totally accurate. This is our variance chart. We kept this. And then this chart is a little bit difficult to explain, so I'm not going to bother going over math here. But let's just say it's really useful in allowing you to understand your performance in view data. We have a very similar type of chart for likes as well, which is super cool because it means you can start charting how your likes are doing. You can check if your call to actions are working, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. It's really neat. I don't know if you're taking feature suggestions, but the ability to tag the overtime graphs with custom notes, like, I don't know, featured on Webtoon's front page. We might do that. I should be real with you. Some of this stuff just takes forever for us to get to, but we might do that. We might put the time in and see how we can implement that so that you can store the data and we don't have to store the data for you. But yeah, again, I need to say this, and I'll say this again. There's better data than this at the company I work for, but I want you guys to have something. So that's what this is, something. The most something we could get, but something. We're maximizing our stuff. And comment data just got a lot more interesting, in my opinion at least. So we can show you your performance in terms of comments per chapter. We've always been able to do this, but we really kind of nailed down what the visual was. This is your location for comments. Jenny gets a lot of comments from very interesting locations. Like Jenny has a single comment from Guatemala and one from Bahrain. And one from Martinique. Why? We're thinking about allowing you to do that, but that's server cost that we don't have right now. If you want to help me make this, you need to I just need to make a tier on the Patreon. This costs a lot of money. We've just been testing and it's cost like $60 and we've not done anything. It costs a lot of money. We're doing our best. And here's a cool thing. We can see your top 20 most used words, and we can see The first time anybody comments on your comic, the first time every single one of your readers comments on your comic. We don't know who's commenting, but the number of first time comments you get, as in that person commented for the first time there on your comic. So, for example, Jenny has no first time comments on her between 25 and 30 or whatever, but Jenny has a ton of first time comments in like the earlier chapters and later chapters. Because what that could mean is her audience is so consistent, nobody new is coming in, but it could also mean that tons of new people haven't found it yet, or aren't commenting, but later they're commenting when they binge to a certain point. Depending on how she's uploading and how she's stopping, she can figure out how that affects her data. And in her top 20 most used words, which is my favorite part of this, you can see the most used words in her comments. And the reason it matters is because that's a character name. That's one of Jenny's character names. That's her story is a romance story. People talking about the cosmic horror aspects, and people are talking about the art. There's a lot of good sentiment here, right? It's like super neat because it shows you that people are paying attention to her story. Yeah, of course, it's not built in, but like, we're doing what we can. Again, there's just better data at Global Comics. And I can't stop saying that because like, one, I work for them. Like that's a really important thing to bring up. But two, I've always said that. Like all the viewers who know me know from day one. Paige has been a long time viewer. Paige can attest. From day one, I've been saying it. That's the data that we need. And they have it. They have such crazy granularity that it is insane to me. You can track how people find your comic from what website, when they went to that website. So you can know what your advertising is actually having use. They just have that built in. Like their stuff is nuts. And like this data about like location I'm giving you, they do that for everything. So it's not just comments I'm relying on. Each view lets you know where you're being read. They are good. This is a half point. This is a stopgap for what you should be having. And I'm just letting you know that up front because I don't want to lie to you and pretend like I'm God. I'm not. Just being upfront. The boys in the lab have done a lot of the work and they've done some incredible work. They've never let me down and they've done it all for all of us. So really important. Oh yeah, it's totally overwhelming, Seashell. But like, I think one of the important things with data like this, we've given you tons of explanations. We actually stole that from GC because they give a ton of explanations because it's super important. Oh, Kyla, you will be getting a words list because I'll announce it in the Webtoon Studio, Discord, but it's really good news. You'll get it like today. You will get it like today. But anyway, the thing that's really interesting, we've given you all the explanations, so you can just take it one step at a time, and the overview pretty much gives you most of what you care about, Seashell. So don't worry about coming up against something crazy. Now, this last graph I didn't show you. See how this is a yearly trend? This is a monthly trend. If somebody can give me a login for their comic that they're currently uploading, I could show you how this monthly trend gets used. Because it's super useful because it shows you how they're growing and changing monthly, but you can also make your own screenshots and stuff. I just wanted people to see this because this is like one of my biggest projects with the squad, and the boys in the lab have done phenomenal work. And I want to make sure that everyone is like praising them and talking about them and telling them how good of a job they're doing because this looks goddamn tastic. Like it's just perfect, in my opinion. And I want people to see that. I want people to feel that, Anyway, some great stuff. These are my two big projects of the year. My two big projects of the year: Webtoon Studio. Second big project, the comic contest. Please feel free to join the contest. This is like really important to me. And Webtoon Studio will come out when it comes out. But it's making some good progress, and we'll probably go into open beta sometime soonish. So look forward to that. But again, GC exists, and GC does it better. Global Comics does it way better, and I need to be upfront. I believe in the product because it's very good, and I want people to know that because as much as I'm now like in a position where I benefit from them, at the same time, I don't want you to work for someone I think sucks. Like, that's super important for me mentally, that the people I recommend to you are good for you. I wouldn't feel mentally okay giving you a thing that sucks. For the boys in the lab, let's go. Slow clap, kids. They deserve it. They deserve it. They're so perfect. They're so amazing. I couldn't have asked for a better team of people to work on this project, on Webtoon Studio with, and I couldn't have gotten anyone better to work on it with, frankly. Anyway, yeah. So that's all this. That's all the little updates about stuff I've been working on that I know a lot of you care about, and I want to make sure you know. So, Lama, can we talk about the news? Can we talk about the news? Let's talk about the news. I've been dying to talk with you guys about the news. Right? I've been dying to talk about the news. I'm not your only reader. Kylie, I look at your data. You have readers. I can see all of your data. You have readers. They just don't comment. If GC could be interested in you, is that what you mean? Or is that what you mean? Because like, I'm the creator partner manager at Global Comics. I can very confidently say, hey, Seashell, we're interested in you. Every comic, every language, kid. We want everyone. We want everyone to be on there. We think everyone will benefit. And I'm doing everything I can to make damn sure that every one of you benefits. Trust me, you wouldn't believe how much stuff I'm doing. But it's all, I do as much as I can to make sure that creators like you get the best out of platforms. Because I don't like the current platform creator relationship. And I think it sucks. And I would like to improve it at least somewhat, if not a lot. So yeah, this is like the one time I'm talking about my job, because usually I'm very like, no job talk on stream. But I need to do it today because I'm showing something that overlaps and I want to like be upfront. Because the contest, no one's sponsoring it. That's just me. And the Webtoon Studio, that's just me. All my money. So like, don't worry about anyone else having your information or data. I should also be upfront. We don't show people your data. I need to say that, actually, really important. For Webtoon Studio, no one can see your data but you. Like, we can look in the back end, but it's not particularly conducive. I do work for them full-time, Margie. I work for them full-time. But it's not particularly conducive. Like, I only look at back-end data when I want to help you. Other than that, I don't think any of us even read the data going into the back end unless we're doing querying. So it's totally worth you signing up for. We don't have your data, and I don't give it to anybody. I give you, I'm in Britain. I'm not anywhere else. In Britain, if I did give your data to anyone else, you could sue me for 20 million pounds and probably win. Like, GDPR will kick my behind. So like, don't worry. I have no incentive to make your day miserable, nor do I want to get sued. And in the UK, you can sue people really easily because you don't need as much money as you do in the US. You can take me to small claims court without a lawyer and probably win. So, yeah, I'm telling you this so you know, because like, there ain't no arbitration clause. You can sue me. Anyway, now that we've talked about these two big updates, I'd love to talk about the last stream we did, if that's cool. GDPR is no joke. It's genuinely terrifying. I'd like to talk about the last stream we did. Can we talk about the oh god, I messed up the music again. Can we talk about the Uru-chan stream? I'm gonna reset the music. Just gonna reset the whole thing. Okay. So Webtoon Studio stream for me was a really interesting. So Webtoon Studio, sorry, the Uru-chan stream was really interesting for me. How did everyone feel about it? You've had like a week on that. I've been reading the comments. It's been really interesting to see everyone's opinions on the Uru-chan situation. But I want to know, like, how's everyone feeling a week on? You know, how are people feeling about the whole event? What happened? How do people feel about like just the goings on in general? I want to see what the thoughts are right now. Because like, I've been reading people's comments and it's been things from like, you know, this sucks. It's two companies manipulating, taking advantage of her. I don't think Webtoon is taking advantage of her. I don't think so, personally. I think there's also been a lot of conversation about, yeah, the Mongji thing. People brought that up to me a lot more. Manji leaving Webtoon entirely makes a little more sense. Yeah, she left for a lot of reasons, but the main one is just not particularly my best. Oh, you still feel the same? Paige left 2 comments, 2 very long comments. I read them both at like 2 a.m. It was an emotional moment. Good. I'm glad you looked up videos on what your rights are. Always know your rights, and especially per country. Remember, like the laws applying to what you work on could be different. For example, the laws of the contest that I'm working on are British. So if you actually had to sue me, you'd have to sue me here, right? That's a great example of that. So be aware of the laws that govern the event you're working with, because that's super important. Because it also determines whether you go to court in a different country. Shame it happened. It's the same old contract stuff being messed up in the webcomics world. Not super involved, invested in the interpersonal drama side. I mean, I think I'll be here with you, Anki. The interpersonal drama was very funny to me. Like, look, it's bad, and I don't wish that on anybody, but I find it funny when people are just goofy as hell. I find it funny when people are just like two-faced and goofy. I think that's interesting. I think that builds into understanding the environment we're talking about. Because one of the things that remains true to me to this day is that I think Tom Ackle was telling the truth when Tom said that the Webtoon employment environment was toxic as hell. Oh, Seashell, it's in my last stream. It's called An Unordinary Amount of Legal Trouble. You can go watch it, like, share, and subscribe. It's my last stream. It's literally the one on screen right now. You can watch it after this. It's so condensed. Or you can wait. In literally 2 days, I'm putting out a video for it. I'm putting out a condensed video version of it. So you can wait like 2 days and watch that. Thanks to my editor, 8 Requiems, for that. Don't worry, the condensed video is like 30 minutes. Instead of watching a 1 hour and 20-minute video, you can watch a 30-minute one, which might be a lot better for you. It's very condensed now, but yeah. Doesn't have any of my nervous laughter. Doesn't have any of the other stuff. We'll be out in 2 days. So make sure you subscribe and hit the bell, and then you'll get alerted when it comes out. Hit the bell and make sure you click always. God, YouTube made subscribing the most difficult thing in the world. But yeah, hit the bell and make sure you click always. That'll be really useful. Or you could be on Patreon. Patrons are going to get the video tomorrow, because I've already done everything for it. So the patrons will get that video early, and all my other early videos will be available on Patreon basically from tomorrow, because they're all edited now. So all my early condensed version will be all there. I think Tom was super right about the fact that Webtoon's work environment is toxic. I 100% believe him. Like, it doesn't matter what side it's on. It's just I've heard that from everybody. Like, I don't think it bolsters his argument at all, by the way, personally. But I think 100% it tells a tale of an environment that was toxic and would encourage people to be toxic in kind. Because, like, I wake up every day and I cannot imagine doing any of the things that happened to anybody in that legal situation, to anybody else. And so for me, it says a lot about just how toxic the environment is. And one of the things that I've been driving me as someone who works over at GC is like, I don't want us to have a toxic creator relationship. Inky, what's the point in giving me money? You know what, Inky, I appreciate that you give me money at least. Thank you for your $1 a month. Honestly, it means a lot to me. Imagine, guys, my Patreon is literally $1 and up. There's no tiers. Give me as much as you want, and you get to see all the Patreon-only content. And the patrons do what? They don't goddamn use the Patreon. They probably didn't know that they've had a link to the Webtoon Studio app, the newest version, for like a day. They don't. That's a lie. But I want to prove that you guys don't even look. Because you got shocked by that when I said it. Caught in 4K. Oh, just GC is a really interesting platform. Okay, I'm going to talk about GC for a little bit just to kind of tell people this. GC is an interesting platform personally because GC does not operate on view count. GC does not operate on popularity. It operates on viewer desire. It's a lot more like YouTube than it is like Webtoon. So here's a great example. I was reading Luxiva's comic, and like it's a Three Kingdoms Chinese BL romance comic, right? So I was reading that, and in the recommendation, it just showed me another of the exact same kind of thing. It was avoiding showing me things just because they're popular. It's trying to show me things that I want to see. The viewer should not be choosing things because it has the most clicks. Things should get the most clicks because viewers like to choose it. Is the relationship that GC wants to have. And because we don't have ads, we value ourselves on the basis of people subscribing to the platform. And then that subscription money is what gets doled out to everyone, right? Kind of like a Netflix where you subscribe and then you can get access to like early chapters and, paid comics and stuff just to read. And then that subscription gets you that access, which makes GC like super useful just for people who want to look for things they enjoy of all formats. So GC doesn't care what your upload schedule is, just upload. If you upload at all, you will get recommended to people who like what you do. If I will say that I think having more pages is really important because they try to avoid giving somebody a comic that's abandoned. So like, don't upload once every 3 years. And you should probably be good. I think GC does give people a really genuine shot at being seen. And I think it gives them a really genuine shot at being benefited by the system. I think it's really important. Webtoon's current creator relationship is really toxic. And it's toxic because, I don't know if you guys know this. Let me show you something really interesting. So if you didn't know this, Webtoon doesn't recommend you in the search just based off of your name. Webtoon recommends you in the search based off of your rating. Your star rating affects your search visibility. If you didn't know this, it affects your search visibility, which is insane, by the way. A great example is this. There's a comic somebody sent me the other day. I'm looking for the comic link now. It's called it's from some weird comic skater. It's called My Life as an RPG. My Life as RPG. My Life as RPG. The comic's name is very specific. I'm going to search it right now. This is what Webtoon does. Look, I searched the exact name of the comic. There is nothing here about the comic. It's not even in the top list. That comic at the bottom right is an AI comic. This is a random AI comic that is terrible. Nothing here is that comic. Do you know why that comic doesn't show up? Do you know why? Because, and I'm going to click on it. Again, do not read it. It sucks. And it's by a weird, comic skater guy. But what matters to me is it has 0 rating. It has no rating. And because it has never been rated, it will never show up in search. It will never show up in search, ever. Ever. Because it's not been rated. And that's such a messed up system. Even if I don't like somebody, I think everybody should be given the chance to show up. Like, it's so weird to me that the cloud that became rain. Sometimes when you used to search it, because it's fixed itself now, but at one point, they upload everywhere, man. Like Margie, they upload everywhere. They're comic creators, and as much as I don't like what they stand for and stuff, I think that they should be given the fair treatment of every platform. And I think they should be allowed to exploit the platform as much as anyone else is. I just think that, they shouldn't be maligned just because of what they believe. Even if what they believe sucks and is harmful. I'm being real with you here. Anyway, because when Luxiva's comic got downgraded like massively, she stopped showing up in searches. Like, that's just how bad the system is. Webtoon prioritizes an originals program because originals allows them to maximize where the eyeballs go to only where they care about. Canvas is meant to sit down, die, and fend for itself. There is no system like on YouTube where you can become a successful creator. And because the Canvas Rewards program was their way of getting successful creators and also bolstering their ecosystem. And it worked, but they've taken it away. So there is no system through which the Webtoon ecosystem can grow And there is no system through which the Webtoon ecosystem can get new up and coming content. That's why most of their work now is just deals that they've made with people or the same creators re-signing contracts. And I'm not here to beef those creators. They deserve the work that they've put in. I just think that it should be a system where everyone has a chance to be popular because the audience likes them, not because I like them. As a creator myself, I don't like that, Webtoon gets to be the judge, jury, and executioner of who's popular when the audience is right there using the platform. Why can't they choose what's popular? Why can't it be easy? Yeah, they haven't done a canvas event, but who cares? Who cares? But anyway, I hate to be that person, but like the platform I work for is different. And I work for that platform because it is different. And I work in a position where I can impact that difference greatly. And I think it's important for you guys when I say things that you know that I'm coming from a genuine place of like, this is really important and good and valuable. Because like anybody who knows me as long as they do will know that if I think you suck, even if you pay me millions of dollars, I will tell you suck to your face on a daily basis. The only platforms that I've seen have been interesting have been Namikomi and Global Comics. And Namikomi, I think, is just a little bit young, that's it. It's just not as established product-wise in a way that is like, that's the long-term, in my opinion, the long-term growth that I imagine it should have. But I haven't looked at Namikomi in a while. So maybe things are different. I just need to be upfront. And I don't even think it's a situation of growth. I just think as a creator, you should have the space to bolster your audience however you want to, growing, marketing, etc. But like Webtoon basically just doesn't give you that. And I also think that like the policy, the content policy is a bit poorly enforced because it was never consistent. And when it finally got consistent, quote unquote, it took forever. Like I can tell you exactly what you can upload on the other platforms that I care about, but I can't tell you exactly what you can upload on Webtoon because it's kind of arbitrary. It's at 12 million views in my first Webtoon, and now I basically started from zero again. I can't help but think I'm doing something wrong. At the same time, I saw something change in the platform too. The platform changed a lot. The platform is very different, and you need to judge the platform and see how it's different. Open the web app, open the mobile app. The mobile app will show you what's significantly different on the platform, because you will see things like just the way the visual aspect of like recommendation has changed, right? Like just how Webtoon recommends stuff has massively changed, which has led to an environment where like you just won't get seen as much. Like I noticed that the other day. I opened the app for the first time in a really long time, and I went on and I was like, okay, massive banner, the things I'm reading, and then the recommendation section, but mostly featured stuff. And I had to scroll like a bit down to get to the non-featured stuff, which was just interesting. I thought it was a bit strange that everyone wasn't getting equal space. But again, they paid $50,000 for these featured comics. Of course, they don't want to waste that. I'm not gonna like blame them for promoting the thing that makes them money. I just think it's really sad that like the platform doesn't go for a different monetization system that might be cheaper in the long run and promote a better, a better base of creators striving to make more content for the platform. That's a personal belief, though. I don't think the economics of it are very complicated. And while I do understand them to a more extent, the longer I do this, I do understand that everyone's incentives are different. But I also know that Webtoon is a $1 billion company. So I don't know, they can go to hell. Like it's a $1 billion company. So I'm not particularly sympathetic. They're celebrating a massive growth in GMV and a massive growth in all around worldwide consumer spending. I don't like the way they handle things. That's it. Yeah. Growth on the platform is poor, but it's always been pretty bad. Like you need to get favored and liked enough to be promoted by the platform to even get seen. Like there's no automated system through which you can get seen. I will never stop talking about the way that on the GC app, the first time I used it, before I even worked for them, I said this on stream. First time I used it, I was reading a comic and I was really into it. But it turns out the comic had a webtoon and a manga version, and I didn't really like the way the webtoon version was reading. And so I went to the recommendations to see what was coming up, and it showed me the manga version of the exact same comic. And like it was just super neat that like it's like it knew what I was looking for. You know, it knew that I was looking for work from the creator. But like it also knew that the creator had other things. And mentally it just kind of read my mind. I want apps to do that because as a consumer, I don't want to think when I'm reading. I don't want to go, oh, I need to read Canvas, otherwise I can't support the small creators. I just want to read and then support people because I like their work, and that's it. I shouldn't be doing it as charity because I think those people are worth more than just the charity I give them. Mentally, that's my thing. No, I mean, Kylie, unfortunately, that's not how people work. Tagging is very useful for automated algorithmic systems that recommend stuff. Tagging is incredibly important. That's why GC has like 47 tags or whatever. And I just added like 2 new ones the other week. You know, we have a ton of tags because tagging is super useful for narrowing down what the audience likes. But a lot of that has to be automated because what happens is you need to build an audience a user profile, right? And so when things get tagged, you need to basically tell the user, tell the system, the user likes cooking manga, so please show them more cooking manga. Like you still need automated systems. Like users don't stray out of their comfort zones very often, and when they do, it's always to read just the same kind of thing again. It's a very common thing that they do. Like no user I know reads anything outside of their typical wheelhouse. On YouTube, I don't watch things out of my typical wheelhouse. Yeah, people who want to be baby. Like, look, my YouTube front page for Webcomics Hub is literally this. This is I've never scrolled past this top section. As you can see, I've been watching a lot of, this dumb GIF. This dumb music video. I've been watching a ton of it. As such, like, it's a lot of it on my channel. But this is it. I just watch the baby content. I watch Joshua Wiseman. I watch Future Canoe. I'm baby. I think I've scrolled down here like twice, maybe a few times this week. But mostly I just kind of stay here and read everything here. I'm really basic. I'm sorry. Yeah, but that's weird. You shouldn't be added into the algorithm, or you shouldn't feel like you're not riding the algorithmic wave. Like, you should know that horror is not doing well, not because horror is not being recommended. You should know horror is not doing well because the audience doesn't like horror. Like, that's what I mean. Like, that's where my brain is. Oh, Queenie, that's a hell of your own making. That's your problem. You did that to yourself, man. Just be consistent. Be a baby brain like me. Watch the same 9 things. Never change. Every morning I watch a Philip DeFranco video. Every morning of every weekday I watch a Philip DeFranco video. Every morning YouTube goes, you want to watch Philip DeFranco? Yes. I think that's just where a lot of people need to be. See, so I dig the Taylor recommendation. I don't want to spend more time looking for something to read than I actually reading. You know what, Paige? That's the thing. That happens to me a lot on Webtoon. I didn't realize how bad it was until when I was using YouTube one day in like 2020. And it just kind of clicked in my brain how much time I would spend on Webtoon looking for stuff. Like, holy crap. Like, I spent too much time on Webtoon looking for stuff. Most of my, so at the end of all of my new videos, there's a recommendation of a comic. And I tried to get one from every different platform because I just want to make sure everyone has a chance to be seen. And I didn't realize how often I would just sit on Webtoon scrolling for like 2 hours, reading nothing. Just and then I would like sit down and just go, "Ugh, whatever. Gonna go back to reading Girls of the Wilds. Like I felt like I was on Netflix. It was miserable. It was miserable. What? I felt like I was on Netflix. It was terrible. Like because I do that on Netflix too. In the UK, Netflix has nothing to watch. All my UK frogs know what I'm talking about. All my UK frogs know what I'm talking about. Netflix has nothing to watch in the UK, and so like I just watched the same thing. It's not because Webtoon is so bloated, Sim, because YouTube's bloated. Like, Sim, if we're talking about content volume, YouTube's bloated. But YouTube has a system that makes it so you see things that are relevant to you. So even if you scroll, you're not scrolling for that long. But Webtoon isn't bloated. It's inefficient. It recommends you random stuff. Sometimes so art far. Yes, Ritzy, it's your R in the thumbnail. It is your R in the thumbnail. You can't stop me, Ritzy. How dare you come into my chat, question me in my home. JK, good to see you, buddy. Ritzy is the one who drew. I'm glad he's here actually. So you see Greta. The name of the girl is Greta. This is Greta. If you guys draw fan art of Greta, please, that'd be really nice. Anyway, this is Greta, our mascot, made by Ritzy Tritzy in chat. Ritzy is like an absolute baller. Absolute baller. Love him so much. But Ritzy made Greta. Ritzy made the aesthetic. Ritzy made the colors. Ritzy drew her facial expressions. Ritzy did all the art. I absolutely love him for it. I need people to know. Let me find his Twitter. It's actually a good spot, Ritzy. You came at the peak viewership. I hate you. Wait, what? Hey, Ritzy, what's going on? Anyway, where? There. Did I put you out here? Oh, lol. Does our CEO follow you, Ritzy? Oh, see, Ritzy, the CEO follows you. The CEO follows you on Global Comics. Yeah, but this is my artist, Ritzy Tritzy, the Foxy Grandpa. Um, he makes a comic called Strix Agency. He's super cool. He's super neat. He's also making a BL comic right now, which I know is right on track for all of you. This is his Instagram. Gotta pump the stock. This is his Instagram. Follow Ritzy. Super nice. It's like really good art. Excellent work. Ritzy's one of those really annoying artists that can draw full body, high detail quality art in like an hour and a half. But if you ask him to draw a chibi character, it takes him 6 days. So, go as you wish. Live your truth, King. No, Kiki, you're not late. You're still on time. I'm here. I'm not going anywhere yet. We're hanging out. It's a chill stream. It's a Reader's Digest, Kiki. Don't worry. YouTube spent a week trying to get me to watch AI generated videos because I watched an anti-AI art video once. Jesus Christ. But yeah, Ritzy did all the art for the comic contest. Kiki, you entering the contest? You gonna enter, Kiki? I gotta pump the stock. Gotta promote the bro. Mood chibis are hard. Y'all are just sympathizing with. I was trying to badmouth him. Let me live. Let me live. Kids these days. Y'all don't. Y'all can't. I can't even like make fun of somebody. Every time I do, my community is like, "Well, you see, you got to understand the complexities of the space." I hate you guys and your thoughtful opinions on things. How dare you be interesting people with valuable, with valuable things to say. Hate it here. Like it. Thanks, though. I appreciate it. TVs make me die, Loki. Yeah, because you're not powerful yet. You're not powerful like Jay. Chibi go burr. I mean, I don't understand. Are chibis that hard? Like, I'm being real. Mentally, whenever I work on project, okay, you know what? Why am I saying that? I know what you're talking about. When I work on projects, when I can do a complex thing, I can never do the simple version. Like, I literally made fried rice yesterday, and I was trying to make a simple, chill fried rice. But because I only know how to make one type of fried rice, that's the really complicated one that takes like 9 million different vegetables and uses 9 million different like spices. I couldn't do it. I would just end up like going, oh, this tastes bad. Got to mix. We need star anise. Weirdo. Yeah, I'm doing a comic jam with a Halloween theme. You should join it. Yeah, link in the chat. I don't know why Spooky Licious doesn't know about it, but welcome, Spooky. You look new. You look very new. Welcome, bud. Appreciate you being here. They're not. They just get ugly real quick. Do chibis get ugly really quickly? Chibis are, I don't know. They're neat. They're neat. Like the mascots for this channel are chibis. The mascots for this channel are chibis. I don't know if you guys have seen this. I don't talk about it too often. But these are the mascots of the channel. They're called chubs. I have a lot of them. I was gonna make a plushie of them for myself, not for you, just for me. But we got chubs, dude. They're really cute. I love them. They're the channel mascots. I just don't talk about them very much. But I love them so much. They're chibis. They're cute. They're adorable. They have different mouths and eyes, which is pretty neat. Kind of like chibis. It feels like a break from the hellscape that is drawing action sequences. Paige, you did this to yourself. No one asked you to draw every character like with fire powers and stuff. Yeah, follow. You should follow Ritzy Tritzy on TikTok, apparently. Wait, hold on, guys. Can I actually ask something? What's with TikTok image posting? I haven't even gone to the main news stories of today that I wanted to read about, but I just need to know this. TikTok image posting. I hear that's a thing. What are the kids doing? They're adorable little guys. There they are. What are the kids doing? When did TikTok have images? What am I doing? I thought TikTok is coming for everybody's lunch money. They made an Instagram clone and a Twitter clone in one app. Wow. You know what, Geekboy? That's not a bad idea. I should actually do it. Yeah, apparently on TikTok you could just post images, like just straight up images. That's wild to me. It's absolutely wild to me. Like I hate Instagram so much. I would rather do that. Someone needs to explain to me how to get access to that. I want to do it, but I don't know how. I don't know how. I don't know how. I made a video yesterday, and I was just like, "How do I post images?" I probably upload the TikTok video I made as well. But I feel like I'm missing out on like what all the kids are doing. You know? But yeah. Okay. Especially with music is revolutionary. The images actually do well on TikTok, on like Instagram, gutting everything. Comic Comics is straight up working so well in there. You see random panels posted there and people like it. Wait, guys, what do you mean by NPCs? Also, what do you wait, hold on. How do I even post the images? Do I just like I just pick an image and that's it? It makes a slideshow? Is that it? TikTok still sucks. No, it's a different type of hell. Taking a month or longer, long break on Instagram. I genuinely like it, but I hate it. I think Instagram is the worst app. I'm sorry. It's a terrible application. Oh, Sim, thank you for finally following me on TikTok after like a million years. Appreciate it. It only took you uh, the time to the heat death of the universe, but We love it here. Oh, I found out how to upload it. Yeah, I edit all the videos on PC too. But the thing is, I don't actually edit my videos. I record them all in one take. Every video you've ever seen me make is a one take wonder. Um, every video you've ever seen me make on TikTok is a one take wonder. Imagine using TikTok. I'm like the art community. What? Wait, what's wrong with the art community on TikTok? They're just normal artists. What could they be doing that's so different? What could they be doing that's so harmful? TikTok is a hey Nico, what's good? I haven't seen you in a while. TikTok is an interesting place. I just want people to like. I just try to help people succeed, man. I don't really have time to fight people. I don't want to fight anyone. TikTok is just an unusual place, but seems to be doing something for some people. Okay, so apparently there's a scary art community. It's straight up bullying. Wait, what? What have I uncovered? What have I come into? People are bullying people. That sounds like my kind of gig. Not gonna lie. I love it when people bully people. I think it's really funny. I think it's really funny. I just think, sorry, I hate to be that person, but like, it's very funny to me when a community is just full of really of loser bullies. I think that's hilarious. I hate to be that person, but I am that person. Go and fight. Ah, dude, you guys don't know. TikTok like walking on eggshells more than other platforms. Okay, okay. So apparently, this is like a thing that I should be aware of. Okay, all right. I've been using TikTok so I just post something and I leave and I've never come back. I just never come back. I run away and now I'm finding out that there's a secret underground group of bullies apparently. Okay. All right, kids. I don't want to hear about TikTok anymore. You guys have hurt me too much. I just been reading everything people say about TikTok, and it's ruined my day. I'm gonna show you news to ruin your day. Hey, guys. I don't know how much you guys know about traditional comics, but I want to talk to you guys about two things. The last two things of the day, because then I need to go and just read a book. I'm reading a really cool book called Barbarians at the Gate, and I need to actually get to it because I started reading Apple Black and I hated it, and now I'm reading this. Anyway, um, so I need to speed it up, if you will. Uh, people struggling for TikTok accounts. Anyway, let me show you the last two pieces of news I want to show you about today. I don't know how much you guys know about the company IDW. I don't know how much people know about IDW in general. IDW is the, I think they do Sonic. They do one of the Sonic comics. IDW's IPs also include, what else do they have actually? Let me think. They have the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. They do, they've done a lot of work for other people and with other people. But IDW is a big deal. They've been around for a really long time. They have interesting comics, and they're a creator-owned comic company. TikTok once recommended me a naked woman live stream. Okay, not doing this. Going back to story. Anyway, IDW actually started a line they called the IDW Originals. It's actually still on their website. Um, Um, but they basically started working with a bunch of creators to make content entirely through their website. Like, go find people who are making a creator-owned book, work with them, get some rights, and get the comics out the door. Like work publishing. They basically want to do all the work in-house with a group of people from outside that they'd never worked with before, but get them in-house, publish, edit, publish, and get the work out there, like what Webtoon does, but for physical books. IDW is working with a lot of interesting stories, like The Hunger and the Dusk, Bryn Mawr, Wildfire, and a lot of stories from other creators. Well, here's the thing. IDW's originals line has shut down. Now, good news, all the creators have gotten all of their rights back. So no rights lost, but the entire originals line is over. Over, and done ski. Not coming back. Most of them got canceled midway through, and a lot of these creators had given up months of their time working and refining scripts and art pieces, etc., with their coworkers. No, IDW is not open for pitches for an original seashell because they've shut down the originals program. It's probably a delay thing, but just so you know. Lots of creators already worked on these projects for 2 months, 3 months. Some people talked about how they worked on their projects for years. Years and years and years. And IDW doesn't own Covenant Hubs. They worked on the project for years and years and years, finally pitched it to IDW, got into the originals program, and now everything is pretty much fallen out of nowhere. Now, every creator has their rights back. So every creator is doing different things to kind of get their comics out. But just so everyone knows, that's where it happens. That's where it is. IDW Originals program is sad because it's basically coming right after IDW had a massive set of layoffs and a reset to the company, because the company was at one point making, quote unquote, a shit ton of money. And now IDW is worrying about entering bankruptcy. We're seeing the outcomes of comic companies expanding into expanding as we go on, but expanding in a way that seems to be unsustainable. With the industry getting more and more investment year in, year out, we're seeing a lot of people try to grow rapidly in the wake of the Marvel Cinematic Universe success and Barbie and all these smaller IPs doing really well. The Last Ronin being an incredible IP that like revitalized the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles audience, and also the new TMNT shows coming out and being these amazing things. We're seeing, in the face of that, we're seeing We're seeing this massive growth of companies trying to like expand or trying to maintain a size that was never really conducive to them anymore when they stopped making the revenue they used to. Because in the wake of comics publishing moving digital and comics moving to a more micro celebrity niche and away from the comic book store and away from the traditional environment, we are entering into a space where these companies, big as they might have been at one point, cannot maintain that size because they are no longer as accessible as they used to be. Growing up, you would buy a comic book at a comic book store that was in your town, and there was always like 4 in your town, and there was a bus to the place where you went to go get it. I went to my local comic book store in the town I just moved into. It takes cash only. It's the year 2023. It takes cash only. I'm never going back. It's not because I don't like them. It's not because I don't want to support them. I don't have cash. And I don't want to have to take out cash just to buy a comic. Now, in fairness, my street has cash machines. It's just, my street's a little bit of a way. If I don't come prepared to buy a comic, I just never buy one. Comics used to be an impulse buy. You went to the shops and you were like, oh, can I get a carton of milk? Can I get some bread? And also, can I get a single comic, please? Can I get one of the Beanos, please? Can I get one of the whatever other British comics were always on there, right? You would get one, you get your Judge Dredd or whatever along with everything else, and then you'd go. It used to be an accessible thing. You bought it like you bought the newspaper. I said that. But now comics are a thing you have to order and plan for. They cost $15 or more because everybody's looking for a trade paperback to get value for their money. No one wants to drop $7 a week on a comic when they can drop $20 one time on a TPB, right? Everyone's moving digital. And the thing is, IDW and all these companies, as much as they're doing their work, did not adopt digital. And I'm not saying digital would have saved them necessarily. Digital comes with its own marketing problems. I tell this to people who move on to global comics too. coming into global comics doesn't fix your problem. You need to start selling your work with a new strategy for the new medium. You just need to do that, right? And like, you need to start trying to make your work accessible in a new way, a new interesting way. The old ways don't work anymore. The old ways don't make money. The old ways just don't make as much money. There are new ways that companies are operating that make them money, and they're doing that because now more than ever, I can go, if I want to read TMNT, but I can't get TMNT, there are 600 fan comics I can go and read right now to fulfill that. Or if I just want the vibes of TMNT, there are 600 regular comics I can go and read to get the vibes. Physical comics are a merchandising item that you buy when you're invested into a series. And maybe you keep buying because you're now invested, but it's something you got to make people buy into. You just have to. A great example is this. I'm working with a creator. I can't be too more specific than what I'm going to say, by the way. I'm working with a creator who's never published outside of a specific space. So I told them, hey, let's move digital, let's move to our platform, etc. I'm trying to kind of educate them on how to utilize our platform to make the most money, right? Because digital is just a different space. And most people who work with physical, most people who work with other mediums just aren't used to it. Digital is a place where you can do all the things you did physically, but you need to be creative, you need to be interesting, and you need to market yourself in a continual way to make sure that you are taking advantage of the attention marketplace. Like, it costs £29 for a sum up. They have no excuse being cash only in 2023. Oh, I know. Don't get me started. Do not get me started, Gleamy. All right. I've been over this. I've already been over this. I'm not going to fight them. It's his shop. He can do whatever he wants. He doesn't even have any comics I want anyway. I went in there and there's just a bunch of stuff that I've already read. So. Hey, Seashell, what's good? Thanks. Well, I'm glad you're on Twitch. I'm happy you have your username. I liked you on YouTube too. You're welcome in either place. But yeah, no, it's super weird. It's super weird, like how they're not adapting. And I think IDW is a victim of a lot of things. Not just that it hasn't adopted digital, not just that it hasn't changed its monetary system to kind of be more in line with the expected monetary systems, with its monetary system that takes advantage of their current audience. But I think there's a whole bunch of other stuff that could go along there. Poor management, poor hiring, the fact that all these comic companies at some point, all these comic related companies at some point, to avoid bankruptcy or to allow for a greater expansion, sold away all of their rights to bigger parent companies that may be requiring more out of them just to break even and make the money mean something. I was talking to someone the other day about it, and it's like, let's say I run a company with 20 people, right? $100,000 goes a really long way in a company with 20 people. It really does. It can, in a company of 20 people, $100,000 is an investment on a product, can be a reasonable move. If I work at a company with 1,000 people, that's not going anywhere. It's $100 a person. That's nothing, right? Companies are growing really big because people think the industry is a place that can maintain really big names, but it only maintains a handful of them. And and if you're not managing your company the most efficient that you can, the most effective that you can, I just don't think it will work out. So let me just read something in chat. It's a little odd. Manga does better here, as far as I know, because they take the time to display and organize it in the bookstore. But then I look for non-manga comics and they're jumbled and disorderly. What's the point? There was a bookstore that had a whole rack of cool Western comics. I went for a second time. They moved locations and removed the rack. Yeah, like one of the other problems, they don't know how to work with their retailers. They don't know how to work with the bookstores really well. Also, another thing I should point out really quick, Rosie, is that the reason why manga does so well in the Western market is because manga is fundamentally free. And I think it's important that we say that. Like, I think it's highly important that we say that. In the Eastern market, manga is doing well because, it did well for a while. I don't know about right now, but did well for a while because they did monthly releases of tons of manga in one space. An average Shonen Jump cost you maybe $30. A proper Shonen Jump monthly costs you $30. And for $30, or a Shonen Jump monthly or a Shonen Jump weekly, you could read every single comic that they were working on in one book. Cost you maybe $30 once a month, or maybe $10 every week. and you could read like 30 different comics. And in the English market, manga is fundamentally free. And you want me to prove what I'm talking about? Look, I'm gonna read manga right now. Oh, look, guys, I really want to read manga. What I guess what's going on in the world of I don't know, what's something I can open on here without it being something very bad. Um, I'm carrying gold. I can read manga, manhwa, and anything from the foreign countries instantly. It is fundamentally free for me to read manga. Manga unknowingly has the try before you buy method purely because of scan laters. Scan laters are a big part of manga's success in the Western market, either they want to admit it or not, because it made awareness really easy to made awareness really high. It made content really accessible. People putting their time in have done a lot of marketing work for them. If you combine that together with the fact that manga does a ton of promo, like an unimaginable amount of promo, like I don't know how much you guys know about manga marketing, but let me give you an example. The Melancholy of Haruhi Suzumiya was coming out as an anime. I know it's an anime, but I think it was based on a manga. I think, yeah. Melancholy of Haruhi Suzumiya was doing an anime. It marketed itself on basically every manga magazine that it could. It marketed itself on the TV channel. It marketed itself on social media. It marketed itself everywhere it could. Everywhere. It was even in other mangas. Other manga volumes would have Haruhi Suzumiya marketing in them as the anime is coming out. When a manga anime is coming out, it's a planned, organized affair where they go, what is the lowest cost we can make everything? What's the most we can make for the lowest cost? That's what they do. They think about how to, and it's all marketing to drive everyone back to the book. It's the same idea that Cyberpunk is running off of. It's the same idea that the Witcher series is running off of. Except those are trying to be massive blockbuster hits. But you could make your comic successful if you reach a certain level of success and you just pay an animator to make an animation on YouTube, animation series on YouTube that is decent. It's well written and decent. Doesn't even have to be well animated. If you let scanlators put out your work and you work with scanlation groups so that they can get your work out for free in other languages, you become popular because people are aware of you. I think a great example I have is from Queenie Chan. I love Queenie Chan. She's like the best educator for me. She taught me so much. I have so much mad respect for her, and her sheer knowledge is one of the biggest benefits to this show. Queenie Chan and I were talking, and she was explaining to me how her book is really popular in Turkey because a Turkish publisher saw her book, said it will do well in our country. We know how to market it, and we'll sell it. Because her comic was made aware to other people, she managed to gain a bigger audience in a different region. One of the things that audience creators don't understand is that like so many people will freely translate your work, will freely put your work out there. Being precious about your work being seen without your permission is so meaningless because in the grand scheme of things, you should try to control how people are seeing it. And the market that have grown up around manga is because of people, the manga community, manga industry going, fine, I can't sue these scanlators. So let me just use what I've got and then make things go well. Isn't it really funny that like one of the biggest references in manga in anime because of anime translators, fan translations is all according to Keikaku. It's a fan meme. These people built the industry that would come into the Western market because they prioritized getting fan work out that was interesting, unique, and different for people to enjoy, and they marketed it crazy. And they would let people make riffs of it, re-upload it, whatever. Because what matters is that people know about it. When people know about it, people go and watch it. People go and read it. It's awareness marketing. And like one of the things that comics just does not have is community-based awareness marketing. Comics barely has a community. In the face of lowering sales in the comics market, the comics market resulted to focusing on collector's editions instead of asking the audience, why aren't you buying our stuff? They said, no, let's focus on people who are already giving us money. We can maximize the money from them. So now every collector's edition is like $1,000 because Joe Snow and his 5 friends will buy it. And then the comic will break even. I don't know. Like we should try. I think the approach to marketing needs to be different. And manga has had that for free, was given to them by the community. And companies in the West have not grown into that yet. That's why Dojinishi is literally a marketing game. I want to ask everyone a question right now in the chat. This is a very serious question. Do you know Fate Grand Order? Yes or no? This is a very serious question. Do you know Fate Grand Order? If you say no, I'm going to show you a bunch of FGO shots, and you're going to tell me if you've seen even a fan picture of any of the characters in the Fate Grand Order. Cool. This is Fate Grand Order. FGO and the Fate series in general is hyper popular in the audiences. Oh, look, suddenly a bunch of people know what FGO is. FGO is super popular. And if you don't think you know FGO, oh, look, I said it. Seashell found, you know it. Do you know why you know so much about FGO? Do you know why you know a lot about FGO if you know anything at all? Or at least why you've seen the characters or you've heard the name or you're even aware of it? FGO has the most doujins per comic on almost every kind of doujin, especially the doujins I can't talk about on YouTube. FGO focuses on letting fans make a lot of content. So FGO has crazy awareness. People know about FGO, have never seen it. You don't even know what the hell it is. Anybody who knows FGO doesn't even know what it is, like where it's from. It's a card game. It's a mobile card game. It's a gacha game. People don't know what FGO is. Or people who know, that's totally okay if you don't know it immediately. But even if you don't know FGO, you might also know Toho. Where is it? You might also know Toho, the Japanese game. It's a game about ships. I don't know if you guys know about Toho, but Toho is a game about ship characters. Like quite literally, all the characters are all battleships and stuff. Um, and the admiral, where is their suit? The admiral has like a fixed uniform. I'm trying to find images of it that are like okay to show in public. I can't show any of this in public. It's such a specific kind of game. But Toho is also another game. It's also another gacha game, and like it's massively popular. Arc Knights. These are all popular off of their Dojin fan base and their audience. Genshin is now becoming that too because it's popular off the fact that there's a lot of fan content. There's so much fan content. Yeah, Ship Girls is Toho. Toho is Ship Girls. Um, I'm just saying, like these are things that have, or like just the sheer amount of Hatsune Miku content, like just the sheer quantity. Do you guys know what Hatsune Miku is? Do you any of you know what Hatsune Miku is? Do you guys know what it is? Because you might think, oh, Miku is the model. Um, no, Hatsune Miku is the voice. Like she's a vocaloid. She's a vocal program that allows you to use audio frequencies to make sounds that sound like speech. It's a manual vocal program to allow you to create the voices of speech using audio frequencies. That's what Hatsune Miku is. That's what Hatsune Miku is. And like, even though very few people know what it is, everybody knows who she is. It's a Vocaloid program. This is Toho, by the way. This is Toho. This is fake. This is Toho Ship Girls. The ship girl everyone probably knows is Kaguya. Yeah, people know one of them. The one everyone probably knows is this one, Kaguya. She's like really popular. Yeah, Kanta. Oh, Kankole. Kankole is about ship girls. My bad. I'm thinking of Kankole and Toho, and like they're all blending in my head. But you get the point. Yeah. I'm thinking of like a million different people. I'm thinking of Oh wait, that's Azure Lane. Look, leave me alone. You get my point. You get my point. I know all these names, whether I want to or not. I know all these names. Okay. Um, One of the other things that I've been researching in my mind is just the sheer amount of fan content has made me remember my childhood fighting game, King of Fighters, because there's a lot of fan content about King of Fighters now. No one plays it now. Um, Someone has to steal your comic. If somebody asks to translate your comic, just tell them to keep your attributions, your social media and everything. Tell them, just talk to your translators, DM them and be like, hey, I am not upset that you're translating my work. I'm actually happy you're translating my work. Can we talk about, maybe you leaving my social media in there? Maybe I pay you for it. Like, figure something out that works for you later, Page. But try and look it up. Think about it. Look into it. But anyway, my point I'm getting with IDW is just the current American comics market is trying to grow really quickly without adopting new ways of reaching young people. So their market is exclusively older comics people. And like, it's very hard for them to reach young people and get them buying their books and stuff. They're trying, but they are not working with the new space. Well, yeah, T-Show, and be real, like, most of the time people don't want to read your comic. The same way most of the time people don't want to watch your movie, or people don't want to play your game. But if you make things that make people excited about your game or your comic or your movie, they watch it. Nobody wants to, like, let me put it like this. Nobody wanted to watch the Barbie movie, but then Barbie's trailer came out, and the trailer was a short film that made us have an expectation of the movie. If you don't know this, trailers are short films. They're meant to be short films to explain the movie in a way that attracts you. Nobody wants to watch or read your whatever. But if you make things that are different from your whatever, that can reach people in a broad audience that are low cost, you can attract them to the actual thing. That's just the truth. Yeah, sometimes people just like the concept and don't actually care about the main thing. And like, but the thing is, you need to give yourself the best value for your IP. Your IP may not be a successful comic, but they may be a very successful game, a very successful movie. And as comic creators, we need to be aware of how to exploit our IP for the maximum value so that we can use the money to do the thing we want to do. And I think IDW and a lot of comic companies in the American space are victims of not doing that very effectively. And it's affecting them negatively. And so they had to reset. And when they had to reset, it affected a lot of their decision making and affected the originals program. And so a bunch of creators who worked for months for IDW now have no contract and IP back, but no comic. It sucks. And the final thing I want to cover, it's an extension of this, is how it's affecting a different company called Heavy Metal. Heavy Metal magazine I'll get to that in a second. Let me actually read what people are saying. I'm not gonna lie, I'm down for people to translate my comic as long as they credit me and don't change the story to what they want it to be. Yeah, just talk to them about that. I remember scoffing when they said the Barbie movie was gonna come out, but I watched the trailer and got excited. Yeah. Getting to that point is actually the hard part though. Like, I understand people won't come to read my webtoon just because they, hey, go read it. I've been thinking I could make some thirst traps, but just doing all that content takes so much time. But Seashell, it's, like, I totally get it. It takes a lot of time, but it's your baby. Do you think doing social media marketing for a contest is fun? It sucks. Nobody wanted to join this contest. It was actually very miserable because I had to do a lot of marketing to get people involved, but nobody really wanted to join the contest. But, I pushed all the posts, I made all the social media stuff, and I'm basically going to keep posting about it until the end of the contest because people are excited about different things. Like, and I need to make them excited about what they like. You got to meet people where they're at, And I know you get it, so I'm not like telling you off. I'm just talking about it. I'm trying to make comic stuff as a fan, even though I do the main thing. Yeah, I think people should embrace, like, understand that, like, think of your comic a lot more like you think of fan stuff. Remember when they made Battleship a movie? Good time. Okay, Sean. Listen, Sean, huge guy. You leave for like 6 million years. You come back after 6 million years. You drop a dick joke in my comments. And then you come here and reference the greatest movie Rihanna has ever been in my chat. Who the hell do you think you are? Hey, Sean. Good to see you. Good to see you, buddy. Oh my God. Absolutely love him. Yeah, in the unordinary video, he left a dick joke in the bottom comments. It's absolutely the worst. Exactly. If you don't, like, you need to think about your work like a fan. If you're not, what would a fan want to do? What would fans want to see? What would fans do that would attract other fans? If you're not your own comic's biggest fan, making fan content, no one will make fan content for you. Everyone forgetting that Rihanna was in the Battleship movie. Me, a true fan, I watched it for Rihanna. I did it for her. Riri on lock. She used to be the queen of Twitter, and that's why I love Twitter. I literally joined Twitter because of Rihanna, by the way, just as a genuine statement. I made my first Twitter account because I saw Rihanna beefing with people in 2007. Like I became, I saw, I joined Twitter for Rihanna and no one else. Then don't draw it. Just give them something close to it. Mess with them. And that's okay, Kylie. Mess with them. Do cap cuts. Do interesting things. Maybe market to different fans. Lots of your fans have different expectations. Some of them want to see something, some of them don't. And you want it, and if you want a certain kind of audience, you market to them. A great example is this. I do a stream where I talk about news all day and it's depressing. I basically just whittled all of you down to the bare necessities. No one who watches the stream is a normal person. All of you are here because you are okay with listening to somebody tell you the industry is borked, by the way. We're all gonna die. Like let's just audience selection. You just do that. It's like something you can just do. Super easy. It just needs you to be consistent and persistent. You know? The meme lords come for the thumbnails. The sad people come because they want to be more depressed. And the hopeful people come because they're always hoping that they'll end the stream with like, but guys, everything is gonna get better. I'm gonna make cursed fan content for everybody in chat right now. You better all be prepared. Sean, where's my cursed content? Hey Sean, are you gonna join, by the way? You gonna join my contest? Say yeah. Sean, oh, actually, you know what? Sean has a different group of friends, and they're all professionals to some extent, like he is. Maybe Sean can market my contest to the professional audience. No, he'll just send the link and be like, oh, if you post a dick pic, you get money. That's what he'll do. I don't trust him anymore. Like I said it, I just realized what I was talking about. Me having a meme thread of making a comic. Yeah. Like Sim, do it. Like, Sim, you know what you reminded me of? Again, I bring this guy up all the time, but my creator. Oh, you actually did. Oh, good. But Sim, do you know who my creative inspiration is? My Webtoon creative inspiration is? It's Devin Bosco Lee. He is my biggest inspiration. He is literally like, if we're talking about me being a fan, I'm a fan of very few people. Fleor on Webtoon with her Cat Noir comic, and Devin Bosco Lee, who made Random Philia. And the reason I'm a big fan of Devin is because one day Devin went, I want to sell my comic on Webtoon, but I don't want people aren't reading it. So Devin made a fan comic of the comic Where Tangents Meet inside of his comic. So at the end of every Random Philia episode was a second fan comic about where tangents meet, called Where Detergents Meet. And what would happen is that his audience would read Where Detergents Meet, and then they would go to the comic Where Tangents Meet and leave a comment about how, wow, this is almost as good as that episode of Where Detergents Meet. And the people would be like, what is that? And then they would go to Devin's comic to read it and then read Where Detergents Meet. I can show you this. Dude is a genius. Like, I'm never going to get over this. Because this is back when, I don't know why fan cams didn't show up. I didn't block fan cams though. This is back when, so this is one of Instant Miso's first comics. It's completed. It was a huge deal back in 2015, 2016, right? I think now Instant Miso works on Siren's Lament. No, that's actually done. She works on Eternal and Nocturnal. But back then she was working on Where Tangents Meet. This was like her primary main entry, right? This is how you knew her work. And it was very successful. Where Tangents Meet was like one of the most successful comics on the platform. And so Devin was working on Random Philia, and there was a time during Random Philia when comedy comics just weren't getting as many views. They just weren't getting as many views. I think it was Devin. I'm pretty sure it was Devin. but comedy comics just weren't getting as many views, and so Devin just went, okay, if I'm not gonna get as many views as I want, um, I'm just gonna make a funny fan comic. And so he made a fan comic called Where Detergents Meet. At the bottom of every single Randophilia episode, he even used to do fan art. He would like draw like giraffes and stuff for people just because they asked. Just because he'd like do like a drawing thing where the audience would choose what he drew at the bottom of the panel. I'm pretty sure it was Devin, although I might be misremembering because there's another comic with exactly the same um, visual like look. But I'm pretty sure it was Devin. And like he did this, then he did Where Detergents Meet. I'm gonna look it up just because it will be easier to find. Oh, there it is. So this is it. This was used to be at the bottom of episodes, but it's changed because he's like Webtoon. At some point, Webtoon reorganized all of his episodes um, for some reason, and I don't know why, but it's changed. But this is it. This is literally the beginning of Where Detergents Meet, by the way. That's me. I told myself I would never fall in love. Here I am brooding about it like a little girl. Let's face it, life isn't some cheesy romantic webtoon you see online. This good girl never ends up with the dirt bag. No, she always finds her happily ever after with Prince Charming, a hero. and then this used to be at the bottom of the comic. I don't know when they changed it to being a mini series and like reorganized his comic, but it wasn't always like that. I swear. And like, it's just a joke about how Where Tangent Meets starts, because this is Where Tangent Meets beginning. Look, despite the deep and vast universe, our world is shallow. As cynical as it sounds, I just learned to accept it. Blah blah blah. He's just being an incel. He was just being an incel, right? And so he started his comic with his character being an incel too. It's so funny. It's really funny. Um, and like, oh, this is back when we had this logo. Lol. Um, but no, he just, dude, like Devin knew how to work a crowd, man. Devin knew how to work a crowd. They named the characters like, they named the characters like Tide or something. It was really funny. It was like absolutely funny. No. So what happens is they meet they fall in love in they fall in love in in a laundromat. Or I think it's in a laundromat or in an apartment complex laundry space. Like it's genuinely hilarious. Devin knew how to work an audience, man. Devin knew. Oh, there's part one, and then I forget where part two is. But like he didn't do it every week, so there was always something different. And then he did part two at some point. It was like super cool. I remember reading this and like, um, I remember reading this and like back then being so mind blown. Dude was such a powerful guy. This is eye opening, but at the same time, it's exhausting. Like I know the theory, and some that's what's working, but I don't know how to apply it to my own content. I mean, to some extent, Seashell, it's like okay. Here's a great example. Good Omens is really popular right now. Which of your characters would look good in Good Omens? Like, this is a really easy question for Kylie to answer. She could do a Good Omens joke chapter, post it on Twitter, link the comic, end of. It might do well, it might go nowhere, but you try, right? It doesn't have to be a million panels. It can be 4 panels. Pick a funny moment in the show. Just be like Good Omens in a nutshell. Use your OCs instead of using the actual characters. Dress them up as the characters. Like just or like Good Omens, but instead of it being about angels, it was just a story like Good Omens. Instead of calling it Good Omens, call it Meh Omens. And like Meh Omens is like a story where like it, Azazel and whatever go and meet someone, and they're like, the gods have cursed you to tripping every 3 hours for the next week and a half. Like I don't know what the show is about. You get my point. Like interesting. Like just go for something new, or just be like Good Omens if it was an act. Good Omens if it was like I don't know, a Webtoon BL romance. I mean, it is, but you know what I mean. Like, be creative. You guys are the most creative people I know. Be creative. Um, Spider-Man is still really popular. You could have just been like, what my characters would be as spider people. That could have been an easy tweet. That could have been an easy tweet, Instagram post, etc. Link your comic in the thing. These things build up your audience base and then allow you to actually market yourself. Yeah, if you did it, Seashell, then you know it's easy. I mean, I've always been a lifelong Doctor Who fan. I could definitely try. Yeah, go for it. This is the thing. It might not always work. Your characters might not always resonate. But marketing is trial and error, and you've got to try to fail, to pass. Like, it's just a requirement. It's just a requirement. It exactly. Let's see. Just all the time. My main character OCs have. Oh, I've seen that already. Cool. Like, just have fun, guys. When I made this jam, I made this because people don't have fun with their comics. They're too busy worrying about branding. Your comic doesn't make $1 million a year. Your comic is in you make your comic in your mom's basement. And I don't mean that as a pejorative. I mean that as a positive. You make your comic in your mom's basement, which means your expectations of professionalism are zero. Go nuts. Do dumb things. It's okay. What are they going to do? Call the cops? Okay. Yeah, have your character take over Twitter, post a ton of art. You got to try to fail. You got to try and fail to succeed. Like, it's just a necessity. Maybe find a Reddit community that really resonates with you. Maybe get really into doing profile pictures for people. I would literally, you know what I would do if I had a new comic right now to market? First thing I would do, I would DM, if it was like a demon based comic, I would immediately DM, um, um, I forget the two people in Good Omens, but I would DM David Tennant. Yeah. And I would be like, hey, David, I drew my character looking like you, dressed like you, because I thought you and him had a lot in common. He's also like a demon or whatever, and he's got these like horns. He looks this way, but I just drew him in the outfit. I thought you'd like it. I also drew you. DM it to him because you probably just drew it because you liked it. DM it to him. Forget about it. Maybe he tweets it. Maybe he doesn't. Next person. Next thing. Next thing. That's a marketing game you're playing. You're playing a deep game here, right? Like, I think one of the things that's really popular right now is that Wattpad story about a White House representative and a prince of the UK falling in love. I forget what it's called, but you guys know what I'm talking about. Probably, right? Where's the fan art? The hype train just started. Get on it. I'm just saying, Chief. It's not that hard. It's not that hard to reach out to the kids. You know, take a shot from this show. Like, just look up some good audio. Maybe appeal to a different audience. There's a lot of people who like very popular podcasts. Okay, be cringe. Who cares? Let them call you names. Move on. It doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. Like, just have fun. Like, what I've been what I even just thought about. I was like, a lot of people love popular podcasts. Like, one of my favorite podcasts is Dimension 20. I love Dimension 20, and I love not only do I love Dimension 20, I love my brother and me, and I love stuff like that. Like, one of the people on YouTube who's super popular right now. See, right now he's become like majorly red, white, and royal blue. That's what I'm thinking of. He's super majorly popular. Like, they get commissioned to do a lot of these animations, but they just do animations of podcasts, and that's just fan art. They pick the simplistic style and they do animations of podcasts, and because they do animations of podcasts, and they pick the best interesting moments in these podcasts and shows, they have fun. I think one of the requirements of being a creative person is consuming media. So I'm quite surprised that you don't consume enough media. I'm shocked that you can't or you don't. I mean, yeah. So do it. Kylie, make the niche romance comic thing, or just make a funny general romance comic trope. Have fun. I cannot say this enough. Please, you need to have fun with what you're doing, or you will never be able to market it correctly. Because if you're not having fun, the person you're marketing to is not having fun. Let people roast your art for being terrible. Okay, you suck. Move on. You're gonna get better. That's a predetermined requirement. You're gonna get better. So who cares? Who absolutely cares? I'm just saying, who cares? Art trades are useful. They're great ways to make friends. They're not great ways to market yourself. Never do stuff like trading interpersonal relationship to make friends. Oh, I know you don't have a problem, Kylie. I was just like, when you said that, I was like, there's got to be a way to use that. It wasn't like I wasn't calling you out. I was just calling out just like thinking of that as a limitation, as a thing, in like a more general way. My bad if I made you feel targeted. Art trades are a way to make relationships. Never do interpersonal things for marketing. Interpersonal is for friends. Make friends. It's good. Interpersonal is for acquaintances and for colleagues. But like marketing is something that is not an interpersonal action. It's a broad spectrum action, which means that it's not something you're doing with like a, hey, I love your work. Want to trade art? That's one thing. That's friendship. The people who do art trades as a way of marketing are something. Like you're not one of them, but there are people whose whole thing is they trade art with you just to get you to read their comic or to read or buy their comic or whatever. And they're just a little bit loopy. That's it. Also, I think it's important to say be okay being like in a circle of people that just pass around $50 forever. Like we just need to be okay with that. It's okay. One of you will pop off and you will bring new money to the economy. Oh, interpersonal. I mean, like Gleamy. Let's say you and I decide to trade art, right? If I trade art with you, Gleamy, that's it's interpersonal. We're friends. It's a friendly thing. I wouldn't trade art with like strangers or whatever. Like I wouldn't trade art with, but if I wanted to market, I market to strangers. I make my tweet for strangers. I optimize my words for strangers. Because I don't care who's reading it. Person to person swapping is not marketing. Like being in a circle is one thing. Being, you know, but like making a circle is one thing. But like if you want to market, never use interpersonal relationships for marketing. Like, don't make a friendship to sell something. That's just psychopathic. Wait, oh, one of your messages you sure got held. He's just being an incel. Oh no, I can't authorize it, but it's really funny. I can't authorize it back, but it's absolutely powerful. Okay, so I'm not going to talk about heavy metal today. Heavy metal can wait. But I wanted to talk about the other one. It was really important. Yeah, yeah. Like, look, your friends who like your work will promote your work. My friends like my work, so they promote my work. I genuinely believe that. I genuinely believe that when I make good things, my friends promote me, and when I don't make good things, they don't promote me as much. Jenny, oh God, the boys. Yeah, art trades make great friends. I think my friends don't promote me as much when they don't like what I make, but they're my friends because we like similar things. So hopefully they like some of the things I work on. I know my friend um, Radar and my other friends like Jenny and etc. They all support me a lot, but they support me when I make things that they like and things that appeal to them as well because they want to make sure that the support is genuine and not obligatory because that's just an important part of a relationship. So I'm glad that I'm glad you're making good art friends. Good art friends are important. Anyway, we went into a derailed conversation about marketing. What's new? Welcome to Webcomics Hubcast, I guess. No, this is Reader's Digest. Welcome to Reader's Digest. Nothing matters. Everything's for sale. Um, I should do another tier list. Don't you guys think so? I should do another tier list. What should I tier list? What should we put on a tier? What do you guys want? 'Cause last time we did abs, but like, tell me what you guys are thinking. Let me see Kylie's message. My problem with promotion, both of myself and others, I do it once and my brain goes, okay, that's all you have to do forever. Yeah, Kylie, I know what you mean. I know exactly what you mean. as a hater of myself and my work, I don't promote my own work very often. It's a known problem. My friends, everyone knows it. I'm really bad at promoting my own work. But this is something you have to force out. You have to make a thing. I know, and you know that. I know you know that. I'm just saying that for everyone. But I do get exactly what you're talking about. I can't do it. Guys, we haven't even hit the Cheesecast reward yet. Cheesecast time is not time. Cheesecast time is like, I need to make like $100 on Patreon to beat Cheesecast. I'm proud of myself for getting my girl Lydia to top in that tier list. See that I could be away. Remember my thing, right? Check out this buff lady for free. Yeah. See, Sean, that's the move. Honestly, you did some moves there. You really fought for her. You know, a sword tier list will be good. Let's do a sword tier list. Let's do a sword. Okay, here's what we'll do. We'll do abs 2 electric boogaloo. And then we'll do a sword tier list. No, we'll do sword tier list, then we'll do abs 2. Or no. Better idea. Here's the move. Sword, face, abs. What do you guys think? Sword tier list, then a face tier list. So who's the most good looking? That's important. Good looking person. So sword, what's the best sword? Face, what's the best looking face? Right? And then abs 2, electric boogaloo. What do you think? What do you think? Okay, everyone's approving. I'm getting some approval. Sword. No, I mean literal sword. I'm not doing that, Gleamy. That's not happening. I'm not doing that. Especially not while my parents are still in this house. That's not happening. I want to be clear. Face doesn't mean that you need to be conventionally attractive. Actually, I find that to be very boring. Face just means like you look nice, interesting, different. I'll show you guys my Baldur's Gate character. I'll post my Baldur's Gate character in what do you call it? In the Discord. It's okay, Magic Fire. We'll see. We'll see how you do. Maybe be more specific, like baby girl. Fauci on Ray Romano Butterbean. Sean, you're right. Ray Romano does have a very unique face. I agree. Okay. You know what, Sean? You're a man after my own heart, for sure. I don't even know what the word baby girl means in this context. I'm not cool. You know, I'm saying all this. My partner watches these streams, and I feel like they're just gonna like DM me and be like, "Hey, by the way, that's what this means." Yeah, I know the youngsters are saying it, but they don't care what they're saying. They don't have disposable income. Hey, Jackie. God, I haven't seen you in forever. Welcome. Maybe a specific face tier list, like rating those manhwa protagonists with V-shaped black hair and such. The Adam Driver tier. Okay, you know what? No. We're going to do the face tier list in a very interesting way. Here's the goal. I'm going to do the face tier list like this. It's not going to be S rank face to F rank face. That's rude. We're going to do genre faces. So we're going to be like this genre, this genre, this genre. And then there will be one tier that's just, I don't like him. I don't care where he's from. Okay. All right. Like that's what it's going to be. It's going to be like genre tier list. So like, hey, you look like a BL character with the super pointy chin and the giant hands. And all the way down to like bottom is just like, I don't like you. I don't care where you're from. Sure, we'll have an Adam Driver tier. Why not? It's just your blower bow. I got no swords in my sci-fi comic. Just stabby, eatable Bowie knives. Rosie, that's a sword. That's a sword. I mean, let's call it let's take the word sword away. Let's call it the blade tier list. The blade tier list. That's what we should use. The basic one of my protagonist tier list. Like the basic one of the black short hair. The blower. Okay. I can see y'all are acting up today. Y'all are on God acting up, right? On God, on man, society. say such a loser thing sometimes. Oh God. We'll try something. Seashell, we'll try something out. I'm gonna see what I can do. I'm gonna pick the thing I can do the easiest, and I'm gonna see who I can force to work with me. Beyblade, Battle Fusion. You know, maybe we should rank everyone based on how good of a Beyblade they would make. Like how good of a Beyblade they would make. Dude, that'd be so good. I just be like, hey everybody, submit me a picture of your character and them as a Beyblade. Learn the construction of the Beyblade. Build them up. You know? I'm gonna force a bunch of artists who don't care about Beyblades to read about how to make a Beyblade. The Webcomics Hub character bracket. Background tier list would be so dope though. That'd be so dope. Okay. We're getting some tier lists on here. We're getting some ideas. We're getting some content ideas. All right, we're getting some. Timothy Chalamet is a human being. Sean, shut up. Who let this man cook? What's he doing in my chat? Timothy Chalamet, right? What? You know what annoys me is Sean is to me. Sean is that person who knows exactly what makes me laugh, and he knows how to say it that makes me laugh, and I hate him for it because I don't laugh at funny high level jokes. I laugh at poop humor. And so when people get me, it legitimately kills me. Like I'm in tears because he's made me laugh so much. I hate you so much. I hate when people like catch me. Oh my God. Oh, tears in my eyes. Poop humor is the worst, but it's me. It's who I am on the inside. All right, we've got some ideas. We got some ideas. I could vibe with a background tier list with all my three. Magic Fire, your swords are gonna look fine. Your swords are gonna look great. And you can just, you know what? I can just let you enter a sword that you draw. You can just draw whatever sword you want. It doesn't have to be an existing sword in your comic. You can just make a sword. Make one. You know, like we're good. The Spinnerverse, but instead of spiders, everyone got spun by a radioactive Beyblade. That's just Lego Ninjago. That's just Lego Ninjago, dude. I remember seeing a Timothy Chalamet Tumblr post where they said, hey, he looks like a Victorian boy with cholera or something. And I can't unsee it. You want something I can't unsee? Donald Trump always stands like the front half of a unicorn. So not unicorn, the front half of a centaur. That's not even a bit. Like I just wanted to be clear. Like he stands like the front half of a centaur. Yeah, it is, but it's true. It's true. Like look. I hate to be I hate to be that person. I really do. But look. Oh God, it's not loading. It's not loading the image. Look, he stands like the front half of a centaur. Look, he stands like the front half of a centaur. What are you guys saying to me? Look, he stands like he's the front half of a centaur. How have none of you seen this? Like, this is not even a bit. This is not like a meme. I'm being 1,000,000% serious. And you might be like, oh, Ned, that's not okay. That's just one photo. That's not fair. Don't say that to him about him. Then, like, I voted for him because I'm a terrible person. Like, you should respect him. Okay, here's another example. Look, he stands like the front half of a centaur. He stands like the front half of a centaur. I'm not messing with you. He thinks he has a bakery, but he ain't got no buns. The world's weakest centaur, but with the world's smallest hands. He does it everywhere. It's why he wears a massive coat, because it hides it. But even when he wears the massive coat, as he's committing crimes and ruining the world, as all of the people like him do. See, he still does it when he walks. Even when he walks, he's doing it. He looks like the front half of a centaur. I don't know how to explain this to you. It doesn't even matter how we ended up here. What matters is this: it's true. Okay? It's real. Centaur of gravity. Quanch Aqua, go to hell. Go to hell, Aqua. His center of gravity is off. Jesus Christ, I hate you so much. Okay. I have now exposed the truth to society. I have seen him playing tennis. But this is not the stream for us to talk about that. I just wanted everyone to see that model. It doesn't matter how we got here, Kiki. What matters is that it's true. Anyway, give me money on Patreon so that I can keep doing projects like Words and Pictures and Webtoon Studio from $1 a month. And as much as you want, you can support me to do dumb things. Please join my Words and Pictures thing. It's free money for you. Nothing gets changed hands. It's free money, right? Like, if you win, you get free money. And that's what it is. And otherwise, you get to have fun. There's 29 days left. Please enter your project. If you need help submitting or anything, let me know. And I will help you out with the whole thing. Everyone can go look at the Trump playing tennis. We'll look at that before we have to leave. Okay? Thank you so much for everyone's support. Thank you everyone for coming to this dumb live stream where we sat down for 5 minutes and talked about Donald Trump looking like a centaur. It's really fun being around with you guys. And I'm just going to include one last image just for everyone to have. Even when he's playing tennis, he stands like a centaur. Thank you so much for joining the stream. Here's Donald Trump playing tennis. All right, let's go. Goodbye. Oh my God. Anytime. Thank you for coming out tonight. Appreciate it. You guys are the best, as always. Thank you to all of my patrons, as is consistent. When will I have a stream that just goes normally for once in my goddamn life? Good night, everybody. I love you all. Good night, America.